What's up, everybody? Welcome to Racing News Live, and I can already tell in the chat, everybody's ready for us. I'm with Mike Somich, Aaron Haltzman, Magic, and guys, hell of a day so far at Gulfstream Park. Maybe for our betting purposes, a little rough start, but we are catching fire right now. Mike Somich, I'll start with you. I know that you're doing a great job in that Florida Derby Day tournament for XBTV. Tell me your thoughts on the day so far.
It's been a pretty fun day. A couple races I would have liked to go better early. Whoop, hold on a second. Be quiet, Pete. A couple races would have been nice if it went a little better early. I would have liked if that 9 could have gone gate to wire because we had a nice little press pick 5 going. But still alive late here. Got all the big races coming. This race is a mess. This next one. Oh, you'll figure it out, Shotty. Don't you worry. This race is a mess here. But the next race is where I think you can get a big time price here at Gulfstream Park. Should be a fun way to close the day here. Aaron?
Yeah, it's
how are you doing?
We're excited for we got Florida Derby coverage, Arkansas Derby coverage, Gulfstream Park Oaks here in a few minutes, and the Fantasy Stakes at Oaklawn Park. We'll sprinkle in some other races in between as well. Aaron Haltzman, Shotty, had a question about which one of us is the drunk one right now. I know Mike and I are trying to play catch up. How you doing?
Doing good, man. It's been a great day so far. A lot of pressure on the guides when you're trying to make a profit for everybody that's buying. The good news is if you're following my bankroll, we have a guaranteed profit of $66.50. Right now, we're up $146.50, and I've got a couple of bets I really like, so I'm feeling great. This kind of feels like just a fun live stream when we don't have to have that pressure. Like we're going to have a profit no matter what, but we could get really, really good. Had a great birthday party today for Pip, 90 years old. Congratulations to him. And I'm just really, really excited. This is a fun day. We got the best part of the day here, and here we are ready to unfold.
To Pip.
There's always, to Pip. Here we go. Cheers. Everybody in the chat, in the live chat, if you're watching. Oh, I forgot to mix that after I poured it. Woo!
It's a straight no chaser day, baby. Already won a
race. Oh, my gosh. All right. Hey, really happy to see everybody that bought the betting Bible. Louisiana Derby one was a little funky, but this one, doing great so far. We're gonna keep it going up.
Let me just jump in. Yeah. I'm sorry, Magic. I'm excited about it because we're ahead right now. It's doing very, very good. Everything's going really, really well on it. Yeah. Thank you for commenting on it. Like I said, Jared is up quite a bit as well. He's still got some work to do, but I'm pretty confident in his wagers as well. So everything's ahead of us. Everything's going really, really well. So like I said, it's kind of a relaxing show in that regard, and I think that's why we're going to have a freaking shit ton of fun this next couple of 3 hours.
I want to think there was one person, this happens a lot too, where if the guide starts off a little rough or isn't doing like perfectly, we get like one email from someone who was a customer that in the middle of the card decides, all right, I'm already done betting and you were terrible today. We get that email. Somehow it likes a spark under the asses of the horses that we did like and bet, and boy, it starts cooking. So hopefully it's not going to be as chalky to finish this out here, but definitely excited to have you, all of our friends in the chat, all the longtime supporters, and some new names here as well. Good to see you. If you're new to this, what we'd like to do, we talk about the bets we like, the horses we like, but you tell us too if there's a horse that you like. I'll never forget Pegasus World Cup. There were a few people that were just all about art collector. Aaron and I were here. We're like, we don't see it, but maybe. And boy, was that a fun one for those people in the chat afterwards. So good to see you guys here. All right, Gulfstream Park Oaks coming up here. Obviously at Gulfstream Park. Race 12, we've got 13 minutes to post. Nice little post parade going on in the paddock there. Right now, your 5-2 favorite, as if she was on the morning line, the 5-horse Miracle for Todd Pletcher. Also, the 6-horse Atomically for Todd Pletcher. They're both 5-2 here. They're both ridden by Ortiz brothers. Guys, we are 11 races in. 8 races have been won by someone named Ortiz. I'd have a better day than the Ortizes unless you're at Aaron Haltzman's party.
You're right. You're right. And I think I've had a better day, but only close. It's been very close. By the way, I want to leave this comment up for Lori. I owe Lori a lunch because Lori bet the Blue Jays the other day on opening day. I bet the Cardinals. Blue Jays win at 10-9. So Lori, I owe you lunch. I haven't forgot about that. Yeah, as far as Ortiz brothers, I mean, no surprise. These guys win these big time races on these big days, and that's what it is. They've had great mounts. We talked about market segmentation a lot on our shows. This week, and the horse came through and did really well. That's just one of many, right? And look, it's kind of an Irad Jose type of day. If you bought the guide, I don't really like a wager on this. It's kind of a weird race, but look, Irad getting aboard Miracle has to be a great sign. That's who I picked on top, but it's definitely a weird type of race here. This is wide open.
That's one.
One mute, Magic. One more, and you're done.
All right, everybody take a shot. This is how we do it. Everybody take a shot. Truth Exposed, take a hit of your vape every time Magic talks while he's muted.
Oh, we're going to be hammered.
Oh, God. I can't take much more of that, Magic. Please don't hit mute anymore.
Truth Exposed is going to have a hard time finding her feet by the time the show's done, I think. All right, Gulfstream Park Oaks, Mike Somich, who is your top pick in this race?
Bring this guy in, too.
Hey, Jared's here.
Hey, what's up?
Why you were dead.
Been too excited over here. I lost track of time. I was like, oh, shit, it's 4 o'clock. What's up, everybody? Hit that exact in the last race. If that 6 would have got up for second, I had that too. That would have been huge. But
What'd you make?
Not like $20 for the dollar
right.
try.
Yeah.
The 6 was 30 something to 1. I don't know what it paid. It was triple digits, so that would have been huge. But
6 ran great, dude. It was a good cap. The 6 ran great.
Yeah, my top 4 if it ran 1 through 4. So just played it maybe a little bit. I could have played it a little bit better, but yeah, it was only a $6 bet. So yeah. What are we talking about? What's going on?
Well, there's already one rule. Every time Magic speaks while he's muted, we have to take a shot. So if you don't have...
How many shots are we up to?
That doesn't count. Cheating doesn't count, Mike Somich. I saw that. You can still take a drink if you want to, but that one didn't count. Anyways, take a drink every time I'm muted.
He's only done it once so far, but it's been 7 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. So I put Sacred Wish to 7 on top here. I wanted to take a shot against Miracle anatomically, and I don't really love anybody in this one. I agree with Aaron. This is a tough race to bet. But Sacred Wish, private purchase before this, specifically targeting for this race. Was hoping this one could come from just a little bit off the pace, be able to make a run and get a little bit better of a price. Right now, 6-1 on the board, not awful. But like you said, Magic, this has been an Ortiz type day. The 5 and the 6 could be awfully tough. And Miracle ran a lot better last time than she had prior to that race.
Yeah, that was. I'm excited for this one. I really want to see Affirmative Lady, the 4-horse for Grand Motion, Luis Saez. She's getting bet heavily now. She's down to 5-1. I forget who it was exactly, but someone commented on our on the Magic Mike show afterwards saying that Affirmative Lady actually raced in blinkers last time, so she will be second-time blinkers. And while blinkers on can be a good move, second-time blinkers, Mike, that's an angle that I know you like. If it seemed like the horse took a step forward with them, you can definitely see some more improvement here second out. But as far as her price-wise, I liked her a lot better at 10-1 than she's now 6-1 on this spot.
Yeah, but there is no standout here. To me, and this filly class has been a mess in the Oaks anyway, but there isn't a horse where I'm like, oh, I'm afraid of this horse when I'm trying to beat one of these favorites. Miracle and Atomically both sitting there 5-2, 3-1. Just don't seem like crazy horses to try to beat. And we haven't even mentioned Darth Vader, who is 3-1 on the board after winning at 46-1. What do you think about that, Aaron?
Well, listen, when we did the racing guide, this was why we did it for races like this, because the old way we did the racing guides, you were forced to pick an exacta, a trifecta, a win bet, a place, all that shit. And this is the type of race where I just have no freaking idea. And I will be very honest. And that's what the beauty of this racing guide is. I don't have a clue. You mentioned it, Somich. Darth Vader won at a huge price. You and I and everybody else that's a reasonable gambler says, hey, I didn't bet the horse at a huge price. I'm not going to bet her at a short price. But you know what? The horse won like she was 1-9. And that's not ever the case. Very rarely, I should say, is that the case. Usually when a long shot wins, it's like, well, there was a pace meltdown. Or she got on the lead and there was nobody around and she wired it, right? This was just a horse that just stalked the pace and won like she was 1-9. So that's confusing to start. You got two Pletchers. That's confusing. I don't have a strong opinion. I really don't know. If Darth Vader wins this race by 3, I'm not really going to be shocked, but I don't have any confidence betting Darth Vader at a price of 3-1 after I passed at her at 40-1. So that's kind of the deal.
Is anybody else watching the live feed right now? I'm sorry.
What's going on, Magic? What's going on?
There was like a Derby or a Florida Derby hat and dress day contest. They're showing everybody come out, but they're like having them come up to the judges and do like dances and stuff to show off. I think there's a couple of women out there, Aaron, that are a lot drunker than you are. One of them just tried twerking right on the judges' table.
Magic, I'm very self-conscious, and when you were laughing while I was talking, I thought you were laughing at me. So I'm very relieved that you were laughing at the dancers.
Halterman, that's how I feel. He'll start laughing at you.
That's how I feel every episode of Blinkers Off.
Good.
That's why.
Good.
Why I talk. Halterman laughed at the comments, and he's not listening to me. 1 and 2. I'm like, are you laughing at me? What are you laughing at? So welcome to my world.
I feel terrible.
You should.
But I've done that to you for years.
All the time. Anybody? When I looked at this race, I like Miracle enough just to play on top, but I don't love the race. If you're talking about between the two Pletchers, give me Miracle. I did not like the last 2 races from Atomically. This horse, Miracle, listen, you lost in the Rachel to Pre Mischievous. I get Pre Mischievous lost, was it last weekend? But I thought she ran well. I think she got a little lazy late in the race and kind of just, a horse ran her down. That was just a huge price. But I don't necessarily take that, I don't take against Miracle losing Pretty Mischievous as a negative. Let's put it that way, as they go into this race. I think Miracle's going to get the setup. Like, I think I don't see anyone that's going to be able to, I think she might get loose on the lead here, and just think she's better than everybody else. So I would like to sit there and take that 5-2, 2-1. Now it looks like 5-2 seemed better, but still, and I'm with you guys on Darth Vader. She might win, and I'm okay with that because I just can't play a horse that was 46-1 at 3-1 here.
Did you kind of approach it? I'm sorry. Did you kind of approach it of, if not Miracle, where the hell do I go type of race?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really, I looked at it like, which Pletcher do I like most? So I really because I think it's one of those, and obviously look at the way that today's gone. Pletcher, Irad, Jose, they're dominating today, which is no shock. I mean, he does it a lot on Florida Derby Day. So it's like, which one do I like most? And, I guess the case you can make for Atomically is like, maybe she needed that last time out that was off the bench. Maybe she runs a little bit better, but still, she wasn't necessarily close in that race. And so I think, Atomically's ran at Gulfstream Park. She's ran well, but those were restricted races. Miracle has not. I think it's going to really benefit her on this track getting on the lead. So I think Miracle is really going to be really tough.
The one thing here is the key to me is this is a 2-turn race, right? Last time Darth Vader went 1 turn. She's only gone 2 turns once before. It wasn't a wonderful start. Atomically's best effort was at 1 1/16 the race before the Breeders' Cup. To me, she's the better 2-turn horse than Miracle. Miracle last time got to go 25, 48, 113 in a small field, right? I don't think she's going to get that. I think Darth Vader and Sacred Wish may push Miracle. So for the 2 Pletchers, I take Atomically over Miracle. To me, this is just a race where you try and beat the 5, 6, and 8, though. And the problem is there's not that much outside of them, but the 4 and the 7, if you're going to put a win bet in here, seem to be the 2 that I think you're at least getting decent odds on at 6-1.
It's funny, Somich, because you were all over Miracle last time out, but like you just said, it was a pace situation. The early pace, the only pace, and it worked out really well. Just got beat by a stubborn horse that just wouldn't let her kind of take it gate to wire. But you're right, the pace situation should be a little different today. So I totally and completely understand why you might be against her. I looked at it like this: if she gets out of the gate and she runs the race she ran in Louisiana last time out, she might be the speed of the speed. She might just be a little bit classier than the rest of the speed horses. I respect your opinion, and I also kind of have my own as well. So, and that's just what it is, right? I mean, I just couldn't formulate a strong enough opinion to make a wager in this race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to pass this one in the tournament, right? We're sitting here with 3 races left. I'm sitting in 6th, and I'm probably just going to skip this race, move on to the next one where I think there's a ton of prices. And then the last, I think you can play some exactas and trifectas and still cash in pretty good, even with Forte on top.
Yep. I mean, I think I do have a win bet on Miracle here, but I do agree with you. The next race, race 13, is got some big time potential.
Yeah.
And obviously Forte and how we play that, and then the Arkansas Derby coming up. Obviously, I think that one has got some potential as well. So really, I kind of default whereas my other 2 win bets is today, I've been like, I really love this horse. So this one has been like, I kind of defaulted into the win bet. So we'll see if that backfires here.
Well, I don't hate the win bet because you took the stance of, look, I'm going to go Miracle and whatever, right? Like if she gets beat, I couldn't have picked the horse that's going to beat her. I'll go Miracle. I get it. I think that makes sense.
And if it's the other Pletcher, then I can just say, well, I was wrong. I tried to pick one of the other one. I thought she was better, and hey, you know what? That's handicapping.
Welcome to horse racing. What do you guys
exactly? Yep.
What do you guys think of the pace setup here? I mean, Jared, I know, and Aaron, you both kind of mentioned you think that it may be Miracle up front. What does Darth Vader do? Because to me, that is the wild card here, going from 1 turn to 2 turns and wanting to be forwardly placed. Is she the one who pushes Miracle here, or do you think that she kind of is further off the pace today?
$1 million question, right? I mean, you just don't know with this horse. She's so inconsistent. I think she's got to be up towards the lead if she's going to have a shot to win, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they like, you look at the fractions from that Devona Dale, they went 23, 45, 110. 3 seconds faster than Miracle went, going 2 turns at Fairgrounds last time.
Yeah.
So you got to think that Darth Vader may actually be the horse that takes the lead here. Miracle tries to sit right behind.
I mean, what you're devising is certainly possible. I mean, it's such a weird situation. Again, with her, that's why I don't think I bet the race, because Darth Vader is such the wild card. Was that what she did last time out, her normal, and what she's going to do? And if it is, will she be like the main contender of the Kentucky Oaks, or was that kind of an outlier and she's going to check back to kind of what her normal is? And I think that's the biggest problem, issue, whatever you want to say, however you want to phrase it about this race. She's a problem in the race. She's almost like what I described with Taba last year after he won the Sandy Derby. He's like, he's a huge problem, because what exactly is he in terms of the Kentucky Derby? I feel that way about Darth Vader today. What exactly is she? Is she that horse that looked like she was 1-9 to win that race all along, or is that an outlier and we're going to see her regress today?
Well, we talked a little bit about that on Blinkers Off, and is this the funeral, Somich? That's my concern.
I mean, it's a hell of a funeral too. I mean, 45-1 to 3-1, and what I would argue is a tougher field, is quite a significant change in odds off one effort. Now, as Aaron said, she looked no part of 45-1 in that race. At no point did it look like that she. And we talked about this in the Magic Mike show. A fair price would have probably been 15-20-1, and she just floated like crazy up to that 45 number. So I don't fully see her as a 45-1 shot winning that race. I think she should have been closer to 15-20-1. You just got an overlay on that day. But then taking her down here at 7-2, trying 2 turns for the first time in a 3-year-old season, I believe this is a better field than what we saw last time, it makes it really difficult.
Well, if you remember, we were live during that race, and Shoddy loved that horse, and I said, hey, underneath, which that didn't help anybody because the horse finished first. But anyway, I said, hey, underneath at a price that makes sense, and we were watching it, and I don't remember who all was on. It's been a while ago, but we all were like, that horse looks like a 1-5 shot. So it is in a unique situation. You think about Rich Strike and the Kentucky Derby winning at that huge price. Didn't really look like a 1-5 shot, right? Like, hey, hot pace, I dropped back to last, and I just picked everybody off. This horse was like, yeah, it's whatever. It's like, I'm just sitting a second. I'm going to romp, kind of like you see favorites that have been winning on this card even. So it is a very weird situation. And like I said, the way we structure the new guide now, it gives me and Jared the opportunity to go, hey, you know what? It's a weird situation. There's 14 races. We're also doing the Arkansas Derby. I'll stay away from this one. I'll watch it, and we'll see what unfolds.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of late money now. Miracle, that is, down to 8-5. Is there anything, we talk a lot about these on these preps, as we get, go towards the Derby and Oaks. I mean, you mentioned it a little bit, Halterman. Are any of you guys is there anything that could happen in here to where you're like, okay, maybe because we don't the Oaks is a mess, right? And it's is there anything that if a big performance by either say 5 or 6, either Pletcher, because I mean, obviously the connections of those horses would give you a little bit of confidence if they were to run a huge race here that maybe that is the Oaks horse.
With the Oaks being so wide open, yes. But go ahead.
I think you could make a case for if the 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, if any of them run big, they're all of a sudden possible Oaks contenders, right? Because the 4 just won in a mile 16th, now second time doing it. The 5 and the 6 are Pletchers with Ortiz's. The 7's first time around 2 turns after 2 sprints to a route. And the 8 is coming off of one of the more impressive preps we've seen. So if any of those 5 run big races here, they're legitimate Oaks contenders.
Well, we're about to find out as they load into the gate here.
Magic, who do you like?
I was all over Miracle. That's what that was. So I was just having fun watching everybody in the chat answer each other's questions. It's a lot of fun. You guys
Magic, do you have the Miracle clip if she wins?
Do I have the Miracle clip?
Yeah, you put the Miracle on Ice clip on there before.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I do anymore.
Dumbass.
Come on.
Yeah, they're off.
Let's see here. Darth Vader's going to try and clear over, but there's some inside speed. That's
wow. Vasquez decides to go 6 wide into that turn. Smart move.
So are we stalking Darth Vader? Or excuse me, Miracle, because we easily could have had the lead and we're stalking the pace today.
He never, he could have got to the lead and he never once tried. So
never asked. Yeah.
Nope. He gave it away to the 1 and the 2 there. So,
this is a ride on the turn. You're like, you fucker. But at the same time, if he wins, you'll be like, brilliant, I
mean, they're all within, 6 lengths of each other.
I kind of like Magic's call on the 4 here after the way this is setting up. Saved all the ground on the first turn, is where she wants to be, sitting right behind 2 longer shot early leaders. The 4's positioning is pretty good right now.
The way Irad's riding the 5, he's riding the horse like he thinks he's going to win. I mean,
yeah.
It's just been such a slow and confident ride. But, yeah, I'm with you. This 4 looks really good on the rail.
I mean,
4's looking better than the 5 right now.
Where's the 8? The 8's
right on the outside, just ranging up.
Here, look at this. Come on. Oh, shit.
Get the hole
come on, lady.
Get through on the rail. Oh, we're going 2-path. That works, too. Here comes the 7, too.
Shit. Darth Vader looks loaded.
Darth Vader might just be her.
Yeah, I think this is a legit horse now.
Yeah, I think it's just her.
Come on, lady.
Come on with this 4-7. Get by.
Come on, lady.
7.
Oh, shit, they're going to
come on, lady.
Come on, 7.
They're going to get 4.
There she goes. There she goes.
Got it.
4-7. I should have.
4-7. Come on, 4-7. Get up, 4-7.
Ooh, that's close.
I'll call it. I'll say 4-7.
It was 4-7. Who's in the inside there? The 1?
That's close.
Yep. Flakes had the run of the race, and just she led easy, and then just had enough left.
It's close. I don't know. The angle is weird. The 7 looked like May got. I don't know the 1. Oh, it's tough when they're so far apart.
This angle favors inside at Gulfstream.
Close.
And the shadow too is not helping.
Ooh, that is tight.
I don't know, guys.
4-7.
Hey, I'm happy the 4 just got home. Good call there, Magic, on the 4. I know the Magic mic showed quite a few people on the 4 as well.
It was good.
This is a mess of an Oaks right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 8 turned for home. We're like, oh yeah, and then the 8 hit a freaking, not a wall. I don't know what's harder than a wall.
Basically hit Magic's abs there, right?
Right
now.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, well that.
No, I don't believe in this miracle.
Boy,
I was at that hockey rink earlier this weekend or this week.
I thought you were gonna say that game.
Do you make it a point to go to do you go there every single time you're in New York?
Every time. Yeah, I go every time.
I would
I go. They've got a museum open now. It's great. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we went. We took it in for a minute and we came home. So
47185.
47185.
Oh, I wish I bet that damn exacta. Dr. Tang sent me 6 texts right after that race finished.
Yeah.
Isn't he also in the chat?
You know what they say about Dr. Tang?
He's in the chat and the tournament. He's got some nice doubles going to the 3 through 5, it sounds like.
Let's go anybody but 3 through 5. I gave Dr. Tang a link to the live stream. He hasn't joined us. So.
Yeah, he can jump in here. That makes the late pick 5 a little more interesting now. You had to beat the 5 and the 6 there to spice it up in any way.
Jason's a watcher of the Magic Mike Show. How'd you not have the 4? Come on, man.
Because Jason knows.
Yeah, 8 or 12, and it gets interesting now. Not gonna lie.
So Truth Exposed, longtime fan and friend of the show, she has been today just betting to show the long shots that she likes. She bet flakes at 30-1 to show, and you had an 8-1 and a 9-1 on top. The 4-1, the 2-1, the 2-1, they're all off. What is that show gonna pay, guys?
$12.30.
I'll take the over.
What is it?
1840.
1480.
1269. Oh wait, we're not in Kentucky. 1260.
Listen,
we can just wait and find out.
To be honest, this is why I just could not wrap my head around this race. And that's why I kept saying I just can't bet this race. It was too weird. There were too many weird horses in it. If you bet the 4, great job, great handicapping. I didn't know what to do with it.
I mean,
on the flakes note, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Miranda. Didn't get the job done to win, but Dr. Miranda had flakes at 30-1 as her top pick in this race. Like that's, she nailed the Fairgrounds Oaks with South Lawn last time. She's all over as we build up to the Kentucky Oaks. Keep following Dr. Miranda, guys, if you're watching this.
Good job, Dr. Miranda.
Honestly, the way this Oaks trail's been, maybe she is the one to follow because she does pick some crazy ass picks. So maybe I'm just gonna use her handicapping for the Oaks.
I've been thinking about it, Jared. I think her and Caitlin Clark are her.
Yeah, those two hand in hand for sure.
Yes.
Ooh. All right, it's official. Give me that show. I want to see what Truth Exposed is going to get paid out here.
I'd love to see the show for old Truther. Let's see here.
I mean, this is a $108 exacta.
Come on, Truther. 1260.
Ronaldo. Glad to hear it, Ronaldo. Love that.
Ronaldo who? Didn't even look the 4. Yeah, good job, Ronaldo. Congrats.
Ronnie.
I just can't believe someone not named an Ortiz won that race.
Well, they can't win them all, I guess. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like not only did Miracle run like shit, but like we kind of mentioned Halterman and when it's like Irad made no attempt to get to the lead. Like the whole reason I wanted to pick her
1160. Sorry, go ahead, Jared.
The whole reason I wanted to pick her was because I thought she would be on the lead, and it's like, what are you doing? I don't know. Like that was just a weirdly ran race by her. She clearly isn't very good.
Somich, you're good with math. What's 25 times 1160 or 1260?
Get out your calculator and do it, dummy.
Yeah, hold on a second. 25.
You say that like it's going to make it better. You realize I still use a calculator and get things wrong.
It's $290. $290 show payout there.
Hey now.
Hey.
Let's go out to dinner, Truth.
Hey now.
Who are you following it up on with the next race? Who we betting $290 to show on here in the next one?
Listen, give you a ton of credit, Truth, because shit, I couldn't wrap my head around what to do in that race. So good job. Very good job. If you can pull off $290 out of that race, you've done good.
$2 exact to pay $216. I mean, that's just wild.
It's
a big number.
I couldn't have got it though. That's the thing.
I could have. Those are the two that
coulda, woulda, shoulda, buddy.
Yep, I know.
But you didn't. Hey, Oaklawn, here we go. What's going on at Oaklawn? What is this? Oh, it's just a maiden. Never mind. Carry on.
You know what's funny is I haven't even talked to Halterman via like on the phone today, or never did he tell me he was quote unquote drunk. But I knew he was prior to getting on here. I just know. I didn't say. I'm not saying you're drunk, but that you had been drinking. Can I say that? Is that fair?
It's fair.
He's drunk. It's fair to say drunk.
I'm just saying that's how well I know him.
This maiden race does start the late pick 5 here, Aaron. So it is semi-relevant.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Who do you like?
I got the 5, 8, 10 getting through here. I have the 8 and 10 on top.
Bet the 8 to win. I like the 8.
Broke like a shot, baby. Get to that lead. Oh boy, 4 wide. Actually, good job by the jock, whoever you are. Did a nice job of tucking behind the 3 other leaders.
I tell you what, it is great to see Oaklawn on a big day, not raining like and nasty.
I actually refreshed my feed when it wasn't sloppy. I was like, is this the right track?
That hit my heart in a hard way, Somich. All right, here we go. Come on, 8, get up.
Got nice little stalkers here.
What'd you have, Somich? 5, 8, what?
5, 8, 10.
Okay, 5, 8, 10. Yeah, the 10 did go pretty dang wide. Route runner here, the 8 for Asmussen, getting Tyler aboard. We'll see what happens. 5 definitely looked like the horse to beat, but it's McPeak and it's a favorite. So I had to go against and go with the 8. So
when you had 2 McPeaks, the 10's a McPeak too, isn't it?
The 10 is same thing. So this 10, here we go. 5, 8, 10. They're moving here.
Yeah, I mean,
9, more than 9 really catches my eye. Turning for home. Don't know if he'll keep it up, but
he's kind of asking him a lot.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
The horse outside of the 8 was at the 6.
Why don't you just split these horses with this 8 right now? Are you kidding me? Come on, Tyler, get there.
Oh, that's a Paco move.
No, don't worry about it, Tyler. Just knock them all over. Then you can win easy. 5's gonna win.
Yeah, 5's gone.
5 was a prototypical, like, we have to play the 5 even though we don't want to. Oh shit, the 1 may re-rally and beat him.
He's got him.
Get him 1. No.
That's not a Baffert. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Hopper wins that race today. That's hilarious.
Rebreak.
Oh, I mean, it's just nice to see Bob Baffert back at Oaklawn.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Do we know? Is he there? Was he there to saddle the horse? Because if he was,
no,
reincarnates there.
No,
I want to see Baffert walk a horse out like Asmussen did.
Yeah,
with the whole towel, the number towel on, and everything.
If he did though, like the people at Oaklawn throw roses at him. They love all that.
If I was there, I would be throwing roses at him for sure.
Oaklawn for Baffert, it's like 30 Borat cappers. They all just love Baffert like that.
Cool.
It's a good live stream, guys.
Thanks. Appreciate it. What's up, Magic?
I'm gonna guess the Fantasy's next.
Nope, the 13th race at Oaklawn. All right, Gulfstream's next.
All right, let's move on.
Yes.
Well, in terms of races that actually matter for the Oaks, it's the Fantasy.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the only other one today. That's correct.
What's next at Oaklawn or at Gulfstream, Magic?
Well, Aaron, is the $150,000 listed Appleton Stakes. Bunch of 3-year-olds going on the turf in a certain direction around 2 turns. There's going to be 11 of them. We got the scratch of Win From Within, which kind of hurt me a little bit because I used the horse, but also I think that's probably for the best. I didn't like the 7-2 price. The horse that I was against, Mike Somich, I know you liked a lot. The 5-horse Washington. Tell us why you like this horse, other than the fact that an Ortiz brother's riding.
Well, it had a nice pace setup. Even with the 7 Win From Within out, still should have a pretty nice pace setup in here. There is quite a bit of speed. I thought ran really well last time facing the 6 Steady On and Emmanuel. If Emmanuel was in this race, he would be the favorite. The horse broke slow, but kind of making a habit of that, so I'm not going to use that as an excuse. It is second off a layoff, second in the 4-year-old season. This is a war front horse who is on the improve in my mind. If he reruns that last race or improves a little bit off it, I think the 5 Fort Washington's awfully tough in this spot.
I like the 5. Aaron, Truth Exposed wants to know, who should she use for her next long shot pick in this race? Give us a long shot pick for the Appleton.
Let me see what the odds are right now.
The 4 or the 12?
4 makes sense. 12. Yeah, no, I would probably use the 12 as a long shot pick. Yeah, Gray's Fable's down to 4-1 after the scratches. Yeah, I'd use the 12. I agree with Jared. Oh, well, hold on. The 1 is 10-1. That's surprising. I think the 1 should be a little bit lower than that.
Am I the only one who has a little interest in the 8 here at 37-1?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Well, tell us why, though. Maybe Truth Exposed will like it.
First off, a claim here for Lucky Curlin out of the Martin Drexler barn, and that was the second at Gulfstream. The horse took a step forward there, going back on the turf for the first time over this Gulfstream turf. Max KO is a pretty good horse for these levels, and Mega City, another one who finished third in that race, pretty good for these levels. It's a jump up in class, so you're getting the price that you should here. I like the trip I think the 8's going to get. I think the 8 is going to sit right behind this first wall of horses and get first run going into the stretch. I wouldn't be shocked if the 8 makes the lead at some point. Not sure if the 8 can win and hold everybody else off, but I think the 8 sits a good trip here and has a legitimate shot if we can improve off the claim.
Jared, do you have a long shot for Truth?
I just gave you. I have the 4 and the 12.
Well, tell us about the 12 then, because I know Rogue Ronaldo likes the 12 as well.
Well, the 12 is for Shug. Castellano jumps aboard here. Winner last time out with Shug. Won an allowance race at Tampa. It looked really good that day. Beat a comeback winner. Listen, I like the fact, has ran at Gulfstream Park once, ran second. His 4 starts at this distance, 1 win, 2 seconds, has ran well. And just kind of feels like a horse that is getting a little bit better with each race. The outside post is the concern, right? Drawing outside in this race is tricky. Going to have to work out a trip, but I like the fact that Castellano jumps aboard. Has been working, had a really nice work last out, bullet work on the turf. So I just think more than anything, the price is there for this horse. And cutting back off that mile 16th. I think he's gonna be really good, really tough. Listen, it's a tough race. My big take was I was against the 6, the favorite here, which obviously now in this day does not look great because Irad. Maybe I'll get lucky and Irad and will be off the board again like last race, but trying to take a shot against here in this exactive.
I'll give you a long shot that I liked, and then to get that out of the way quick. I like the 9 Churchtown, 15-1 on the morning line. Still 8-1 actually coming down on the odds there, but the horse is a neck away from 3 straight wins on turf heading into this race. Beat steady on 2 back before faltering out last time, but that super wide draw. But Saez hops aboard. We just saw Saez with affirmative lay to get the win. 2 wins, 5 for 8 in the money, riding for Roger Atfield at the meet right now. So I like the 9 Churchtown. Obviously, I'm not the only one. Her odds are going way down here with the scratch of the 7. We got a celebrity joining us, taking a break from curing the world of cancer. Here is Dr. Tang. Dr. Tang, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, nice seeing all 4 of you again at one place.
Wait a second. Are you in the office on a Saturday?
No.
Cancer doesn't take a day off, Mike.
I didn't think cancer. I didn't think cancer took the day off. I thought Dr. Tang was trying to get away from his family so we could play that tournament.
Well, technically it was. They were away for an hour. Now they're all back, and I just put my daughter to bed, so hopefully she's going to go to sleep soon.
Oh.
All right.
I'm trying to hold in my comments. Go ahead.
So the
Dr. Tang, who do you like in this race?
About this race, I got a double into this race for the contest now.
Who you got?
Tell us about it, Doc. Who you got? Why you like him?
So I took the 4 in the last race. I got a $75 double into the 3 or the 5 here.
Ooh. Oh, so you didn't use the 4. It's just the 3 and the 5.
No, I used the 4 I had the 4 in the last race.
So why do you like Great Fable? Why do you like the 3? We haven't talked about that one yet.
Oh, the 3 here, I couple of things. So, I think Lynch is a great trainer. He's like 20%. And the only thing that I'm getting kind of scared about is Rosario's on there, and he hasn't been very good at all. I.e. that last Clement horse that he totally rode that into the ground, that little punk. But otherwise...
Wow, Dr. Tang been drinking.
Ooh, that was...
But otherwise, I think he has great form. I looked at the last race, that 75K allowance optional claimer race. Although, it was bet down as a favorite, it had a good run. It was closing, and I think it's a solid closer. I think we have a lot of speed here. That's why I think the 4 is going to go, 11's going to go, the 10's probably going to go. So it sets up pretty good for 2 closers that I used, which were the 3 and the 5. That's why, basically.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I think the 9's going to be on the front end, too. It's going to be interesting if the 4 gets loose. Because I do think there's a world where the 4 beats everybody into the turn, and then you have the 9, 10, and 11 who are stacked out 3 and 4 wide, and you end up seeing the 4 having a semi-lone lead there going into the backstretch. So that the case for the 4 here, especially after the 7 scratch, so I think that helped the 4 quite a bit, is whether or not he can get up front and forwardly placed. Jared, I know you mentioned the 4 as a possible long shot. Do you have kind of that same thought process?
For sure. That's a big reason why, I'd been on synthetic, switched over to the turf last time out at Tampa, going this distance, and went straight to the lead and never looked back. Just did it pretty steadily, really, I thought. And so I'm with you. I thought once that 7 scratch, okay, I like this even more. And more than anything, the way I kind of structured my bet, I like the fact that I want some speed on the front end in case this horse gets brave. And then I feel like I've got a long shot closer there as well, like I mentioned, the 12. So a little bit of them rounded up. And I do like, and to be clear, I do like the 5 as well. And I like to come the way this race is going to unfold, which is why I have the horse included. But yeah, I do think the 4 is taking a lot of money that wasn't getting bet pretty hard now. Came back. That race came back. I don't know what it looks like on time form, but came back a really big number from a buyer standpoint that Striker did in that last race. So I think that horse is interesting on the front end.
I mean, Striker went 22-4 and then ran 12s the rest of the way for a mile. That's pretty darn good.
Let's get it, Lori. I know we need it. This is a big exacta here. I think if we can get it home, it could pay huge. These will pay. We've got to get this. Does anybody like the 6 like a ton? Like it's a 6. Like,
I've got the 6 second, but I don't love the 6.
No, I mean, I went 3 deep. It wasn't smart segmentation love.
The problem is if I have the 5 on top, it's really hard for me not to have the 6 somewhere close behind because of that last race with the 2 of them.
I'll jump in and say I think it's a 5-6 exacta one way or another. I think these 2 are better than the rest of these horses. So at the same time, I do respect trying to get a little funky here. I think it is a race, and I think Magic said it best. It's not a market segmentation type of race where it's just like this horse is the beast of the race. But I do think the 5 and 6 are the 2 best horses. At first I thought, let's play a win on the 6. And then you look at the rest of the field and it's like, ooh, there's some decent horses in here. There's some horses that can beat this 6 for sure. So, I ended up going 5-6 in an exacta box here, but I get it. I do think the 12 makes a ton of sense. And I'm with Dr. Tang. I think the 3 is really sneaky in here. And it's a horse at times has been really, really good, like good enough to win. And it's like, oh, won by a couple lengths in this race makes sense. At times hasn't. So it's kind of just an inconsistent horse. But as far as what you're trying to do there, Doc, it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, that 5-6 or 6-5, however you want to look at it, it's paying about $10. Ultimately.
Yeah, and that's why I did it, because I thought with the race being this deep and with now 11 horses with the scratch, I just kind of thought we're going to get a $9, $10, $11 payoff no matter which way you go. If I feel strongly enough about both these horses just being a little bit better than this field, I'll take a shot with it. It's a small shot compared to what I did with the rest of the bankroll. So, yeah, exactly. I thought we'd get anywhere from 8 to 12. And so, like you said, if it's $9, $10, $11, that'd be right in that range. Yeah.
Which is always tricky, especially when we do these bets, days in advance. It's always tricky to kind of, if you're playing them right now, you sometimes can either get a good indication of, okay, I really like this exacta, but it's only paying $4. No thanks. But when you're making these bets earlier on, or you're structuring them, it's tough. You kind of have to guess. Well, I think that's going to be a 5-1 exacta, and so it's tricky whenever you see these pulls and how they're bet.
Yep. I texted you a little bit earlier in the day, and I said, hey, obviously took a lot of time to handicap it because you have to. It's a 14 race card. A lot of different moving parts, but the biggest thing I tried to do was really study in, really try to hone in on the betting. I tried to look at races that had 12 horses in it. Again, I didn't know the 7 was going to scratch, but had 12 horses in it that had, prices that I thought would be similar to the 5 and the 6, see what they paid, really try to hone in on, okay, what are the best bets to give out as far as, expected value versus what you're trying to wager. And that was it. I just thought turf race, 12 horses, usually you get that double digit for $1 exacta payout. So that's what I did it. Again, will my opinion come in? Hey, that's horse racing. You never really know. Did I make a wager thinking, hey, I have a feeling what this is going to pay based on previous races? Yes. And so that's what I try to do here. Yeah.
Well, you talked her into it. So I think that's a good call. Halterman had earlier in the betting Bible, he had the in race 80 at the 5-6 box, which was paying, I think it was around 8-1, 7-1, 8-1, somewhere in there, depending on which way it came in. And, looking at that at the time, it was like, wow, that's really good value for two horses that kind of stood out. And, the exacta boxes, if you really think two horses stand out, I'm not a huge box guy, but when you feel that way, I do like playing it, especially when they feel like they're interchangeable, but they are ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, with that one, and Lori, I'm glad that you hit that one. And I'm glad I've kind of talked to you in this. Well, hopefully, I'm glad. Who knows what's going to happen? But when the race goes off, it is like a hey, who knows? But again, it was the same type of situation in that race you're talking about, Jared. I just thought, hey, we're going to get $8 to $12. I think it makes sense. I think they stand out. I was right about that one. Could very well be wrong about this one. I'll admit that. I mean, once you get into handicapping, that's just, hey, you're making decisions. But I really wanted to hone in on, hey, I don't want to give an exacta that pays $4. And again, that one I thought would pay that 8 to 12. It did. And now we're here with this one, and hopefully it does. But again, we may never know, because maybe somebody comes in, maybe some of your prices you guys are talking about coming in. That's just a difference of opinion of the race. And I respect that, like I said, from you guys. But again, I just thought the exacta would pay enough to try to give it a shot here. So, we're all experts until the race goes off. So we'll see what happens.
Now, real quick, guys, because I think this is kind of interesting. We've got 14 minutes to the race. We've got 12 minutes to the Derby Future Pool 6 ending. Right now, your favorite in the sixth Derby pool is Forte at 3-1. Your second choice, Kingsbarn, 11-1. Jared, your favorite horse in the world, currently third choice on the board at 12-1, Derme Sotogate. Are you just unloading the clip at 12-1, Jared?
That's nutty. Like, well, that's what he's going to be. I feel like maybe he's a little bit lower, but I mean, 10-1 is what I was guessing that he'll be in the Derby. Like, 12-1, like, is just, and and I mentioned it in my video that last year, I believe Crown Pride was like 18-1 or something like that. Like, so you kind of you had an indication, and this the way this horse won, I had an indication like, okay, this horse is probably going to be bet really hard. But golly, 12-1, no thanks.
Tap it twice, 12-1 as well, and then 14-1 on Practical Move. Aaron, any of those numbers jump out at you with any interest?
Boy, it's really tough right now. I mean, the thing about it is we just don't have these last prep races for all of them, except for like a King's Barnes. No, I guess the easy answer is no. I don't like these wagers, really. There's so much that can happen between now and then. Say you like King's Barnes a lot. He could stub his toe tomorrow and he's off the Derby trail, right? So I just don't like it. If I wanted to play a horse, it would be a longer price. But I don't see a lot that really interests me.
Yeah, I was going to say, on that note, some horses that are running today that you would get a better price if they win. Rocket Can, 32-1. Reincarnate, 24-1. Red Route 1, 25-1.
Nope.
Mage, 46-1.
Nope.
WHNL, 99-1.
Absolutely not.
Cyclone Mischief, 88-1.
Nope.
And Angel of Empire, 28-1. I'm just
go ahead.
I'm just reading off the horses where if any of them win in the next 3 hours, they will not be those prices.
Angel of Empire is the answer.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's right.
Because that horse is if he goes, because he's not getting enough attention now, and if he goes and wins here in an hour or so, then he's going to be a legit choice in the Kentucky Derby. And what did you say it was? 80?
28-1 for
28-1. I mean, he's going to be what, like 8-1, something like that. 10-1. I mean, in Kentucky Derby, you're getting value. If you, I mean, to be clear, like you got to think, you don't just bet, like you got to think he's going to win today if you're going to bet that.
Yeah, like Rogue brings up a point here. I kind of think Mage can win today as well, but man, I don't think he can win the Derby. And you could get 46-1 on him if he wins today. He's half that, maybe a third of that in the Derby. But that's if I can't sell that ticket, I don't see there being much value there. Dr. Tang, you were shaking your head there on the Mage side. You think he has got a little bit of a shot today?
Oh yeah, I definitely think he's got a shot today. But I agree with you. I don't think he's got a shot at all at the Derby at all with his style and everything like that. But I think, today I would play him, but not at the Derby. And also, the question is this: let's say Forte is super impressive today. 3-1 is going to look like a gift, right? Because on Derby Day, it's probably going to be your 6-5, maybe favorite. So I'm not saying go out and put your mortgage on Forte today at 3-1, but you won't get it if he's super impressive today.
Yeah,
you said that like 5 seconds too late. I already put the mortgage down.
Yeah. Well, luckily you rent. Forte's price at 3-1 is interesting. He will definitely be. I think he's the favorite no matter what happens today. I don't see him falling out of favoritism in the Derby. There have not been that many short price Derby favorites. I mean, even Justify 5-2, I think is a good example of kind of what you could expect from a really hyped horse. It'll be interesting if Forte gets down sub 2-1. I can't remember the last time we had a sub 2-1 horse in a 20 horse field Derby. Jerry, I see you're shaking your head there. Like there just aren't that many prices that low.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any. AP was 5-2. Justify was 5-2. You still have another Derby prep next week, or a couple Derby preps next weekend, where you know with legit horses that could at least take some money. People don't like to play a horse that's low priced in the Kentucky Derby. You know that's why you don't see them much lower than 2-1. I think you're gonna. To me, it's like I look at it the opposite way. To be honest, like I would much rather just get 2-1 on him at the Derby than 3-1 today. Like I just like if somehow he was 10-1 today, then sure I see the value there. But 3-1 versus 2-1, it's like whatever. If you're really that big on him, playing him at 3-1 versus 2-1 to me should make a big difference. And I'll say this: like you guys, the love for Mage has gone too far. He cannot win today.
Oh, you're wrong.
He's not. Like the fact that people keep saying he's going to win is crazy.
What? Like cannot
it's
win?
Too high. The love is too far.
Well, I think he's going to be the second choice. I'm really interested to see what happens when the odds come out. I'll actually take a look at the doubles now. Jared, go ahead and make your point. Even though
I don't disagree. I think he will be the second choice because of the hype. I just think this is a horse that went from sprinting to the last race, had a lot of trouble. I get it, but man, Forte it's not like Forte was all out and. Like Forte never left second gear and he still just ran over him. Forte is going to have to fall over and Mage is going to have to run very well in order to upset him, in my opinion.
Well, the key there, right, is Mage had all kinds of trouble last race, right? He broke poorly, hit the gate, didn't get the lead, which is what he was expected to do. It's what he should be doing today. I think he gets the lead today. And then it's a question of can he go gate to wire? As soon as he didn't make the lead, he was behind the 8-ball. Last time out. And so the question is the improved trip going to go well? It was also his first time against winners, first time 2 turns. And I thought he made a really good appearance for himself because he still fought and ended up finishing, I thought, pretty well there. I can't remember if he ran second or third. I think he ran second, right? And Rocky Can ran third, but he ran fourth. Okay, he was right there. Anyway, he ran well considering all of the trouble he had. First time 2 turns, first time against winners, and against the style that he wants to run. Right now, if you look forward at the futures, at the doubles, you're going to see obviously a very short price on Forte. Mage is your second choice and pretty definitive second choice across the board. Your third choice looks to be the 10 horse. Your fourth choice looks to be the 9 and then the 12. Right now we're looking at Forte being a pretty solid favorite, Mage the second choice, Fort Bragg the third choice, Cyclone Mischief the fourth, and the 12 WHNL, your fifth choice in the Florida Derby.
I do agree. I mean, I do think, I don't want to make it sound like I hate the horse. I think he's going to run better because he did. That was the same day that Go Rocket Ride also was kind of making his big stakes, over out west, and they both ran really well, all things considered. And I thought they both got educations. So it's all about how they rebound off of those efforts, but. I think he's going to run better. Like if Forte wasn't in the race, then sure, I'm all about it. But I just think, like I said, something's going to happen. Can he beat Forte? Sure. But something would have to happen to Forte, and we've not seen that happen to Forte, yet, really, in his career.
And Mr. Ripple, Truth Exposed, currently listed as the all others, 18-1 on Mr. Ripple, and every other horse not in those 40 that are currently listed on that Derby future pool. All right, we just talked about that for a little while. We're now 6 minutes to post here to the 13th race over at
Somich, I want to ask you a question though, real fast. You a question that you can help answer, because I think people might ask this. If say they liked Mr. Ripple, and there could be a list of horses like. It makes more sense just to wait, right? Because even if that horse wins today or runs huge or whatever, you're still going to get higher than 18-1 as in the all others, because this is the final Derby pool, right?
That is correct. The problem with the all others is the same problem with like paired entries. When there's a 1 and 1A,
right?
Rarely are you betting both. Usually you like one and not the other. And no matter how bad the other horse is, it is bringing your odds down on your horse. They would be a higher price if they were uncoupled. This is kind of that same situation where Mr. Ripple is going to be over 18-1 if he's in that Derby gate. And because of all the couples, it makes it much more difficult.
Right. All right. I just wanted to, because I think that some people might forget that that's how it works. And like, even if the horse, say if something happens weird in the wood, like, and you have the all others, well, and you think like you might as well just wait to bet that horse on the Derby day. I mean,
yeah. And on the Forte point, like I think 2-1 is probably the price in the Derby if he wins today. And the value of 3-1 to 2-1 when your money is held for a month, and you have all these ways that the horse misses the gate. See Omaha Beach, a favorite who missed the Derby gate. It's really tough to say that it's good value just to get that extra 50% bump with all the risks that are brought along with that.
Yeah, Rich Strike, right? 80-1 versus I think 90-1, 15-1.
Well, that's
Makes
totally
sense.
going to happen again this year.
With two Phils. Two Phils doing it. Okay, I just want to say how impressed I am with the person in this feed with this of the five of us with by far the smallest bladder. I'm the only one that hasn't had to leave to go to the bathroom yet.
You need to drink more.
So booyah. Dr. Tang still hasn't come back. I don't know what happened to him.
Well, he also has a daughter he was trying to put to sleep. And as a parent of a small child, Magic, you should probably be able to figure out what happened.
Hey, I'm at a party. That's
His
like
wife
30
took care of it, right?
I'm not leaving.
All right, we're 3 minutes to post here. Just found out the best turned out horse is the 9, Magic. There you go. Lock it up. They won. Churchtown won something today. That's going to be the last win for Churchtown here.
All right, fair enough.
David says, "Are you betting Forte in the one post of the Derby?" What do you guys think?
No.
Oh,
I just don't handicap races 5 weeks in advance.
Well, this is the practical information, though.
It's not though. What if he runs a 112 buyer?
I'm unwilling to bet a favorite in the one post in the Derby until someone wins from the one post in the Derby.
I think they've made it easier to do it with the gate. And so if he's absolutely unequivocally the best, I would do it, but we don't know the answer. And that's where I'm at with that.
Irad would disagree with you.
Dr. Tang, what do you say? Welcome back.
Sorry, I just had to relieve myself and I placed a bet. My bad.
And you placed a bet. Wait, whoa. Tell us about the bet.
What'd you do?
What's for the live? If it's for the live tournament, I'm all in.
Oh, snap.
You're all in on what?
So I did it. I'm a $75 double to the 3-5 here, and then I did a 3-5 exacta box. I gotta look at my 3-5 exacta box for $100. So basically, I need the 3 and the 5. I'm trying to maximize my bet so that the 3 and the 5, which I like the most, or if they run first or second, I've got some other coverage or whatnot. I basically threw out in this race the speed, which was what did we talk about? The 4, 10, 11, 9, because I think they're all going to go. So basically, I have a combination of 3-5 exacta box. I have the 3-5 over the 1. I have a reverse 1 over the 3-5, and then I have a 3-5 over the 6, basically. And then my last bet, I had a $60 exacta box. $60 exacta 2 over the 3-5. So I didn't want to be burned by that too at 19-1, who I think is another closer. So I'm using that kind of theory for this race because I don't like the last race either. So I mean, I think if Fort wins, it's okay, fine. Mage, whatever. I didn't feel that confident about the last race. So from my betting perspective and theory behind this is that if I like this race more, and if I can get $8,000 to $10,000 here, then I can do whatever I need in the last race to see how I can catch the leaders because I have more confidence in this race than the last race.
Yeah, the tournament strategy is interesting here with a 4 to 5 sitting on the end. That's going to go off at 1 to 5 because you really cannot bet just a huge win bet to try and make the difference. And the 11-4 exacta is going to be played so much in this tournament in the last race as well that you kind of have to figure out how am I going to get around that 11-4 as well, because that's going to be a huge tournament bet. All right, we're 0 minutes to post here. That's a lie, Gulfstream Park. We're probably about 3-4 minutes to post still. Let's talk about betting strategy this race. Aaron, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I went 5-6 exacta box. And again, I told you guys a little bit earlier, I just feel like these were kind of the two standout horses in the race. I don't really have an argument for like, hey, I like the 3, hey, I like the 12. I get it. I just think that at the end of the day, the 5 and the 6 are the two best horses. I did a box here with those two, and we'll see what happens. It cashed a little bit earlier in the day when I tried the strategy. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't here, but I just felt like these two horses were a little bit better than the rest of the field.
Jared?
Yeah, I like the 4 and the 12. I got a little exacta with those two on top with 3, 4, 5, 12 underneath. And then I'm back willing that and then flip them over. So that way there's a chance I can hit both of them. I just like the 4 and the 12. I think these are kind of keying everything around them, and just hoping that I can try to somehow get the 6 out of the top 2.
The 4 trying to make that classic Woodbine to Tampa to Gulfstream move that always works so well. Dr. Tang, what do you got for an exacta here? Or you already told us.
3-5 exacta box. That'd be great. 3 or 5 on top. $75 double. That'll bring me up to 4 and 5,000. So about $6,000 in the contest. So
I'm rooting for that.
I'm not just making a joke. I do genuinely like these horses. I do it a 6-9 exacta box.
Sure. Sure.
I'm with you, Ed. Let's do the 9. Let's get 11 to 1 now. Let's go.
Yeah, again, I really can't argue with you guys trying to get value. This is a race that it does feel like, hey, there's some weird stuff that could happen. I've got a different opinion, but at the same time, I can respect you guys' opinion. I think it does make sense. It is a race. It's almost like last time. It's like, well, if Miracle doesn't win, it's going to be a little bit wild. Well, if the 5 and the 6 don't make this thing up, it could get a little funky. So totally respect it. I think that's the beauty of horse racing. You can have different opinions, but still respect the opinions of the others. And this is definitely that kind of race. Like, if you guys are telling me, I love this 50 to 1 shot in the Florida Derby, maybe I think you're crazy, but this is a race where there's a lot of different things that can happen.
Aaron, no offense. You're getting a little too nice. I need you to go drink some more. You're a little too friendly to everybody right now. I need a little more piss and vinegar from you.
That's what you told me the other day.
I think maybe you're just an angry son of a bitch, Magic.
He's like a troll. He wants everybody else to be dicks. He just wants to play everybody else.
You're going to be Mr. Nice, pretty guy, and then everybody else needs to be dicks. And
do
then
all
you
the dirty work for him.
Yeah.
Hey, you should talk shit about Derma. Okay. Hey, Halterman, you should talk shit about these horses.
It's my fault for giving it to the racist in the group, apparently.
Well, that's just it. Yeah. You say, hey, talk shit about Derma, and then Jared gets called a racist.
I'm a racist now. You've ruined my career.
Way to go.
Oh yeah, that's what ruined it for you. That's of everything that's happened. That's what did it.
Real quick, I want to know who
time to cancel Jared and Magic.
Truth exposed. Who is your show horse here? We got to know who we're.
We need to know.
That third slot from a price. I played the 5-3 exacta cold. I played the 5-3 5 over 312 312 try as well.
Jared is canceled.
I think Doc and I are on a very same page here, so hopefully we can make this happen.
Good luck, Doc.
That was me.
Okay.
Pedlo said the 8? Is that the horse?
Look at this.
Lucky Curly.
Somebody really is a big fan of Tang.
Thanks,
that's got to be your dad in a fake account.
Yeah,
or an astronaut.
Well, it's not my wife, that's for sure.
All right, here we go. In a game. Let's go, guys.
Good luck to everybody.
Last race on the turf today, Gulfstream.
No, the 5 didn't break.
Nope, sure
To
didn't.
be fair, the 5 was going to be there regardless of if he broke well or not.
Yeah, the 5, I'm expected to sit back, hopefully.
The striker did not get out of the gate well and is now causing some trouble for the horses up front. Who? I was going to say,
9
okay.
going for
Churchtown made the lead. There you
Wire,
go, Magic.
wire.
Let's see how fast they went.
24 and 2.
Well, you like Saya's on front, of course, usually. So
sure. Yeah.
The 9 is dangerous with 24 in one opening quarter here, Magic.
And Saya's aboard.
Yeah, you can relax the horse real well, usually in the lead.
Yep.
By the way, what a great shot of the Churchill Downs. I'm sorry, the Gulfstream Park turf course right there.
It sucks. The rails are already all the way out today. I mean, that turf course got beat up.
The turf racing in the United States is sketch right now for sure.
I mean, Steady On's going to win by open lengths, right?
Yeah.
Irad's got him dead set.
If it doesn't merry-go-round.
6-9, come on.
Ton of horse.
I'm just hoping for this 5 to get up at this point.
The 5's moving on the rail. I mean, it's a question of whether or not he's going to get room or not. He just came off the rail there.
6-9.
Come on with this 5. Don't get stopped. Oh, the 5 got stopped.
Where's the 5? Okay,
the
come
5
on.
just cut through. He's about
Catch the 9, 5. Catch the 9, 5. Catch the 9. Shit. 6-9, Magic. Good job.
There you go, Magic. Nice call.
Very good job.
Hey now.
That's the first wagering mistake I've made all day. The 6 I had to win originally, paired it up with the 5-6. So, yeah, what are you going to do?
But the 5 gets there if the 5 didn't get stopped in the stretch. But also being that far back and that big of a field is one of the big concerns, right? You get stopped.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to do belt lifts, at least put yourself on screen here. Okay, now do it.
There we go.
Good job. Good job, Magic. No, listen, that's again, I had the 6 to win that race. End of the day, I just thought, that 5's pretty darn good. I'm going to pair it up with it. Didn't work out, but yeah, good win for the 6, top choice. And yeah, very good. Very good. Great job, Magic, putting that perverted 6-9 exacta.
Wow.
Again, I'm glad you blocked yourself while you were doing that. Glad those comments were up.
Yikes.
I don't have any words.
No words at all.
Yikes.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us for the last Racing Dudes live show we're ever going to have.
Racing Dudes live show for Magic.
Put that in the HR report.
Don't reward him for doing this.
You're right, Doc. I'll report this to HR as well. Let's see.
Oh man.
Okay, it's in the file.
Vicky, I knew I liked you.
How big is this file?
All right, we got what is this?
Not as big as something else.
We got
whoa. Wow. Doctor, you're canceled now too.
Yeah. No.
We got 5 minutes to 10th at Oaklawn, Magic. Does that race matter?
Yeah, Fantasy Stakes. Let me get this set up.
Do you like the 6-9 there as well,
What
Magic?
is it, Magic?
What was it called?
Fantasy.
Got a Mariah Carey clip to play here? No? Nobody?
No.
No one?
No.
No one? Okay. Wow.
No.
Damn.
No.
Wet paint.
Wet paint.
1-2. Who's
What do you think
excited
about
about
wet paint,
not betting
Magic?
wet paint at 1-2?
What do you think about wet paint, Magic?
I love to watch it dry.
Sure.
I saw that joke coming.
You know what? I do. If you want to talk about this race, I do like the 2 Grand Love here because we've got a fast track. Wet paint, or the big thing against her, right? Or the big question mark is what can she do on fast dirt because she's never tried it.
Yeah.
Grand Love drew the 2 post. She is a speed horse. The other speed horse is the 10 Condensation that's way out there. Tyler Gaffleone came in to ride for Steve Asmussen and has been doing a great job so far. And man, I really like the Grand Love if you're trying to play against Wet Paint, who's 1-2, and you're getting 5-1 on Grand Love. That's what I like. Dr. Tang, what about you?
Sorry, I'm still recovering from the last race.
Sorry, Doc.
Do you know what wet paint doesn't like? Condensation.
You're right.
Wow. I'm
you
with
tell
you,
there's
Matt.
4 dads on the
I like,
stream?
I like Grand Love. That's my top pick. I think she's gonna run better this time around, and I like that she, is quick. I think she's gonna enjoy this track today. So yeah, I'm with you. I can like her here at 5-1. I wouldn't play her much lower than that, but
Aaron, what did you make of she's looking lucky at 5-2 on the morning line here?
I don't give a damn about her. Listen, it's all about wet paint to me and Grand Love. I don't care about She's Looking Lucky. I don't care about any of these horses. Wet paint, Grand Love. I think they're going to run 1-2. Can wet paint get there on a dry track? Not sure. If not, Grand Love's going to win. I really think it's between those two. Listen, Grand Love last time out, first time off a layoff on a horrific track. Shoddy can back me up on this. It was a mess at Oaklawn that day. Such a nasty track. Now we got a fast track. I think she gets out to the front. I think they're gonna have to find a way to get her. So, to me, those are the two that stuck out.
Do you guys have any thoughts on the 8 Royal Spa here stretching out?
Look at you, Doc. That's my second pick in here. I like the 6 and the 8. I think Royal Spa is a really dangerous horse here. The horse ran well stretching out last time, or ran well sprinting. And if you look at what Rudolph Brissett did with this horse, won a maiden special weight at Churchill, went into the Damoiselle at a mile and an eighth. They have clearly no concerns around distance here with this horse. That 6 furlong race looked like a prep to go into this one. And oh, by the way, who's that sire, Magic?
Violence.
What just happened?
Violence is the father of
Violence.
Royal Spa. That's what happened. Violence. Jared, who did you look at the 8 at all?
I looked at the 8 a little bit, but I mean, I was too set on how much I love my 2 here. No, I do think the 8 is interesting at this price. Winning last time out, I thought coming to Oaklawn Park and winning last time out, going 6 furlongs that day. So that was this horse had ran a mile and eighth prior, did not look great. So maybe just needed that one coming off of it a little bit more. I mean, if this thing completely falls apart, maybe he could get up for a piece of it. I like that last work too, but I don't love her on top, but I wouldn't be against using her underneath.
Can we talk about the 10 condensation a little bit? Someone did ask about. I just lost it. Ronaldo asked about the 10. I don't know what kind of trip she's going to get that gets her to win, because I think that Grand Love is faster and drew far inside of her. Do we think that she can stalk or press and take the win? Anybody? Does anybody like the 10 at all?
No, I think the post position's tough. Like you said, I mean, she was in the 5 of 12 last time. It's a great spot if you want to make the lead. Now you're 10 of 10 here. It's going to be much more difficult to get to the front. And I think there are faster horses to the inside of her, and that's going to make it a lot harder for condensation to go gate to wire. And that is, in my mind, the best possible way for her to get to the winner's circle. Doc, you agree there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the 2's going to go inside speed, gun runner, Asmussen, Gaffleone. I mean, yeah, I think the 10 needs to be on the lead to win, and it's not going to get it with it being so far. Or if it does, it's going to spend too much energy, and then it's probably going to level off at the stretch.
All right, 0 minutes to post. By the way, it's nice to know at Oaklawn you can finally turn the sound on and listen to the announcer for the first time since Pete Aiello was there in 2016. And speaking of Pete Aiello, did you guys see that Pete Aiello had a root canal this morning before having to call 14 races for the Florida Derby?
He's the best in the business, man. I take him over anybody else.
At race calling, for sure.
Yes, obviously that's what we were talking about. Not at root canals.
Not at morning line.
Or morning lines
either.
No, that's fair as well. Although again,
best track announcer in the worst morning line.
That hit me. That was too funny.
5-2 on the morning line on the 1 here. What are we doing?
Everybody knows what I meant. The morning line at Gulfstream has been shitty, but the track announcing is 1,000% good.
Plus, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever met Aiello. I know you guys have been to Gulfstream, but people in the chat, Pete Aiello's a really nice guy.
Yeah,
he's a really friendly guy.
Halterman hates him.
Doesn't get too negative, so he needs to be on a live show so I can get some more piss and vinegar out of him.
Halterman, have you pissed him out lately?
What's that?
Have you pissed off Pete Aiello lately?
Back when Pete left. No, I'm not gonna say that story. Don't worry about it.
Okay, don't do it.
Yeah, we need a different story from you, Aaron, on the live show. We can save the Pete Aiello one for a different time.
Okay, fine.
Forte opens at 1 to 9. 11 for exacta opens at $4.
Yep.
No, listen, Pete Aiello is one of the best in the business. He does not like me, though. So. I wrote an article once about him. After he called the Arkansas Derby, I wrote an article and said, boy, that was rough, because it was rough. And he got mad.
Hopefully he doesn't write an article about this live stream.
I wouldn't call the horses' names wrong in a grade 1 race, so there's that.
I've done that before. However, I wasn't calling the race.
Exactly.
So much would have gotten the names right. He just would have called the half of them she.
No, but I do think Pete is the best track announcer in the country right now. No shit. Seriously. I think he's unbelievably good. I look forward to his calls more than anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we are walking.
We're hitting the gate here. There's been some love for Towhead, including from Truth Exposed. Any love for Towhead, even to hit the board here, because I know that's what Truth Exposed is doing.
I don't hate it. Like I wouldn't be shocked if Towhead runs third. Right. I think that's the cap, though. I don't see Towhead running in the top 2.
Here's the thing about it. This is a good race to bet a show, because I think wet paint wins or is off the board. I don't think there's an in between. So it could blow up.
The pace is going to be interesting here. I mean, it should be a pretty hot pace, but we'll see what ends up happening as we break out of the gate here. I mean, I expected the pace to be hotter in that last turf race at Gulfstream, and it didn't quite get completely cooked.
Yep.
The 5 Tay charge Brianna for the coach, 39-1 going in the gate. Just waiting on condensation to drip her way into that 10 post.
I know my dad really liked the 5 a little bit as far as underneath. He keyed this horse in 3rd and 4th, so we'll see. She's been running okay.
It's nice to see Raylu at Oaklawn.
Yeah. That's why he picked up on this horse. He's like, been running okay. Raylu's aboard. I'll give her a shot in 3rd or 4th.
To be fair, Red, I actually have the one in 3rd. I just think the morning line is complete crap.
Right. Exactly.
There was no way that horse was going off at 5-2.
Yep.
We're also 5 minutes from tip from the Final Four as well.
I have no read on these games tonight in the Final Four.
It's brutal, man. It's tough. All right, here we go. Condensation is going to make the lead. Let's see if the 2.
No, the 2's
nope.
Yeah, 2's
smart move by Tyler. Said no.
Yeah, that was it. That's the race there, maybe.
If you bet 3-5. You're worried again.
This is not a bridge jumper here. We'll put it that way. Not one you want to be that confident in.
They're going to be cooking here. Yep.
She's in a different zip code.
22.
Well, but they went 22-9. So
this 10 is going to screw up the 2 here. So
they're
flying.
Nah, look at the 2. She's already pulling away.
They're going to throw up like a 47 here. It's not going to be that bad, guys.
I think it's going to be lower than that. Maybe
he's got a hold on her now.
Yeah, he's trying to relax her.
There you go, 47.
47, yes, you called it.
There you go,
Tommy.
He's relaxing her.
Now wet paint starting.
Boy, Towhead's sitting in a good spot there.
Well, he's riding her confidently. She's going to be. She can
look comfortable on that 3.
Tyler Steve's #1 guy. Let's see here too.
She's looking lucky, not looking lucky.
No,
Wet Paint's gonna have to go wide though. She's not gonna get that dream rail trip this time.
It's over. Wet Paint's gonna win easy.
Yeah, he's
gone.
Holy smokes,
he's gone.
Wet Paint may be better on a dry track. Let's see if she does it.
Come on, girl. Just don't flatten out.
Can we go back to back 6-9s, Magic?
Yeah, 6.
Ooh.
Can we go back to back 6-9s, Magic?
So this is going to be my Oaks
no, the
pick.
4 is going to screw it up.
4 is going to screw it up.
This is going to be my Oaks pick. I really like this horse. I didn't think the wet track was moving this horse up at all. Obviously 3-5, not that big a deal, but that was a really, really good effort. She reminds me a lot, Jared. I'll throw it to you because this is a horse we followed a lot. She reminds me a lot of Blind Luck. I mean, a lot.
Yeah, man. That was impressive. That was powerful. She got not a great trip whatsoever. And then like you said, once in the turn, it's like, okay, this is over. And once she gets that steam rolling, man, look at this. She just goes right by them all. They tried, credit to the 2. She ran hard, but that was too much for her. The 6, man, she's
still a little goofy.
She's a little green still.
She switched leads like 3 times in the lane there.
I like her though. Especially like let's be honest though. Let's really look at it. Who can you trust in the Oaks? So far, she's rattled off 3 wins in a row, 4 of her last 5. I mean, if you can trust anybody, it feels like right now it's Wet Paint. She swept the Oaklawn series, and honestly, not close ever in those races. So I mean, she's dominated that series. And in any other series, it's like one might win this time, and the next time that one's a favorite, she can't win. You know, we saw with earlier with Miracle, or we saw with whatever that the Fairgrounds horses are. It's like this one shows up, and really her style. I don't like the fact that she comes from a mile out of it. That's a little bit concerning, I think. She has not seemed to show any interest in running early in these races, but golly, she's got a turn of foot.
Yeah, and you know, the wet paint, or excuse me, the blind luck comparison, it's not so much that I think that she's going to be as good as that horse. It's just like you said, Jared, the running style, it's so much like her. And yeah, she's a little bit goofy, but you know what? I mean, in this Oaks where we see, and Jared hit the nail on the head again, 3 straight wins, 3 different tracks, you know, wet, fast, sloppy, now fast track, doesn't matter. She runs the exact same race every time. I love that consistency. You know, hey, if we don't get a fast pace in the Oaks, which usually we do get a fast one, but if we don't, maybe you don't play her. If the pace is going to set up, I think she's going to be awfully tough to hold off.
Blind Luck was a C2 horse, wasn't it?
No.
I'll add to the fact of everything you guys had said. Her last few races, she seemed like she got nice trips up the rail. She had to go way wide off that turn to do this.
Yep. She almost looked better today on the fast track than she has on the wet.
Mm-hmm.
That was really, really nice. And, you know, Brad, when Brad has a good horse, it's one you can rely on.
It was good to see Flavio Pratkin get some wins away from California.
I mean, you know, sometimes these jockeys are a victim of their own success, right? Like they have a great few meets. They get on horses that maybe shouldn't be 4 to 5, 6 to 5, but they are because they're on them. And then they lose on them. And it's like, well, they were really overbet horses. And everybody goes, well, no, it's Pratt. And it's just it's kind of a victim of their own success at times. And he went back to California, and that's a place where he dominated. And everybody was just like, hey, he has to win every race, and he doesn't. You know, there's other guys that can ride it, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to the horse, and sometimes you're just not on the right one.
Well, the connections that he had at Santa Anita were phenomenal as well. He was getting the IRAD treatment at Saratoga and at Gulfstream, right? And when you go switch tax over to a different part of the country, you're not getting that same level. You're not getting the best of the best from each of these barns.
Well, exactly. You leave a situation and they got to move on. They got to get a different jockey. And so then you come back and it's like, what the fuck? You're back. Like, well, hell, we've got a different jock that's riding our horses now. It's like, well, come on, give me a couple of horses. And they're like, well, we'll give you this one. And they're like, shit, he's not any good.
Yeah. How long are you staying for? 2 weeks? Well, why would I take my riders off for you?
Right. And it's like, well, the public goes, well, shit, it's Pratt. We got to bet him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's in a situation where people go, well, God, Pratt's awful. These jockeys don't forget how to ride, folks. It's the horses. It's really the horses. 90% of the time, yes, can a jockey win a race? Absolutely. But overall, day after day, you got to be on the right horses. And, you know, sometimes there's situations where you're not. Sometimes they don't fire. I mean, that's when slumps happen. But, you know, you take Rosario, for example, and he has been an anchor. He just hasn't been on the right horses a lot of times. And then when he was on the right ones, he's been screwing it up because, you know, mentally he's like, shit, I can't win anymore, you know? So he'll bust out of it, but that's how those slumps kind of happen. You're not connected with the best barns and you just kind of get in a slump.
San Diego State up 16-15 at the under 12 timeout. RIP first half unders.
I definitely think wet paint. He came for wet paint. Is whoever asked that question.
Pratt? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's his. He knew that's his Oaks horse, and I mean, shit. You're not coming for Angel Empire when wet paint's 2 races before.
Well, I think he got a nice bonus, right? But yeah, that's the horse he came for. The horse that just ran, and she's just got a tremendous turn of foot. And it's weird because I don't remember who said it, but somebody said there were no anxious moments for wet paint. There really wasn't. Once she started unwinding, we kind of knew it was over, and that's rare for a closer, and that shows what kind of turn of foot that horse has. So really good race for her. She'll move forward off this, and we'll see what happens.
So flipping over to the Florida Derby, we are 13 minutes away right now. Forte 1-9. Your second choice, Mage. Your third choice on the board, 19-1
Fort Bragg
on the 10-horse Fort Bragg. If you don't like Forte, man, there's some prices underneath.
It is a little surprising that he's 1-9 to me, and I'm not saying I didn't think he'd get bet. I knew he would, and 1-9 is surprising though. I thought 1-5, 2-5, maybe even 1-2, but
518,000 out of 718,000 on the win pool. Amazing.
But any novice I talked to today at the party or whatever, Forte was the one I talked about. I say, hey, it's a big day, but it's all about Forte, right? So maybe I shouldn't be surprised, right, Doc?
Yeah, you influenced them.
So you're saying all that money from the party is what's
Sure. Yes,
Yep.
the $5 that when they opened their account and got that free bet.
They're looking to get that $550 back.
Well, yeah, the odds are nuts, and honestly, I mean, when you look at the big picture, like 6-1 on Mage is too low. Just
right.
It's all these horses are. To think that he's like 6-1 when he's one, and also you got to look at it the other way. He's 1-9. You simply cannot bet it, obviously, to win. But even though I'll agree 4-1 on Mage on that exacta is lower. I thought it'd be 5. I was hoping for 5, let's say, but I still think it's in the ballpark of what I was thinking.
Hey, Magic, can you
You're getting 1-9 versus and getting 4-1. That's how you create value in a race like this. Or and honestly, name your horse, right? If you don't like Mage, if it's someone else, I mean, the 11-1 pays $27, $32, $50. Not the 6 is $28. The 9 is $9. That's like I believe the second lowest one there. But yeah, the point, or no, 8. The 10 is 8-1 with Fort Bragg. But the point is you can create value here with the 1-9, without really any difficulty at all, I think.
Well, that's the beauty of this type of race because there's so many different betting options. If you play a try or a super, it doesn't matter who you put under him. You're able to just explode the prices, especially if you can get a horse that's like 45-1. And that sounds crazy. There is only 1, 2, 3, 4 horses under 45-1 on the board, right? So you can get some of these monster numbers because there's so many different options. Magic's pulling up a workout right now. I don't know if you saw this, guys, but Nautical Star here, this is his work. He's on the outside of West Coast Cowboy, who is West Coast Cowboy coming out of a stakes race, ran 3rd in it. This was the first time working for Saffie Joseph Jr. This is the first time working for C2 Stables. The turn of foot was explosive at the end of this. Jared, did you see this workout?
I didn't. No, I haven't. This is the first time seeing it.
This is an interesting one here. We'll talk like right when he gets to the end of the stretch, you'll see it. He's on the outside. He never gets asked at any point of this. And they said that when they bought him, he had a shin problem that they then fixed in between his last race and this race. And man, he looked phenomenal when he opens up here. Because right now you're like, oh, okay, normal workout, whatever. They're head and head. There, right there, he shakes the reins, and Nautical Star opens up by 10 lengths.
Ooh.
And again, that is a 3rd place finisher in a stakes race who he's running away from.
Holy shit! Yeah,
yeah. That horse is currently 45-1. The 6 horse. That's someone I'd use underneath.
Well, and to that point, I think it's interesting. He is 50-1, say, but you look at the pools. From that, I mentioned those exactas. He's actually like, I'd say the 3rd lowest. He's for $28 is what he's paying. But the point is, for a horse that's that high of a price, obviously a lot of people are betting this horse as far as that underneath play. But 28-1, if you like that horse, I mean, shit. Like let me ask you, like, how do you guys handicap a race like this? If you say, okay, Somich thinks Mage is going to win, but if you don't think his Mage is going to win, if you just say, okay, Forte is going to win, he's gone, put him out of the race, he's not in the race, now you're handicapping it without him, basically. Is that how you do it? Like when you're trying to get basically the winner of the rest, or do you look at is it when you do it, or are you more looking at the pace and maybe who might be the benefactor the most out of that?
Well, Forte is an interesting question because Forte is not the normal 1-9 horse. A lot of times when you see these 1-9, 1-5 horses, they're gate to wire horses. So Forte wins without messing up the pace. And that means that you can actually handicap the races. Who is like, if you just took Forte out of it, you can handicap the race afterward because Forte isn't going to affect how the race is run specifically up front. A lot of times when you look like Jackie's Warrior, horses like that, they just go out and blaze and it really screws the rest of the speed. That's not the case here. Like Mage and Mr. Peaks, who are probably going to be one too early, they don't get screwed over by Forte being in this race. Yeah, it makes it a lot harder for them to win, but he doesn't ruin their chances because he's not going to go run them off their feet. So I think you can look at this as, okay, just pull him out of the race and who do you like? Because the race is going to be run pretty similarly with or without him in this race. The only difference is that he'll be 5 lengths in front of everybody when they cross the wire versus early him running a lot of horses off their feet. Doc, is that the way you look at these type of races when you're looking at multi or single race bets and tournaments as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you can go back to when we were at the BCBC with Flightline, you know, this is kind of the same situation. You know, Flightline was probably 95% going to be your winner. So you're going to have to figure out how you're going to bet it with the exacta trifectas to get, instead of your 1 to 9, you can get maybe, 8 to 1, 12 to 1. And then that's, we talked about at BCBC Flightline over Olympiad paid, I think, 12 to 1 or something like that. So, and you got good value from there. So that's what you got to look at. And I completely agree with you. If you have the monster horse that you think is a slam dunk, just cap it without it, and then see what you can do underneath.
Magic, you're down there shaking your head. No one can see you though. Do you have any bombs you like here? I mean, okay, so actually let's try this again. Raise your hand if you want to make a case for Fort Bragg to run in the top 3. Crickets. Okay. Raise your hand if you want to make a case for Cyclone Mischief to run in the top 3. All right. Go ahead, Jared.
I am a believer that he ran better than it looked on paper last time out. He bounced back off of a terrible Holy Bull, ran on a rail that I don't think was extremely live last time, and just kept on trying to go. Listen, he finished second or third to Forte and Rocket Can. Forte is in this race, obviously. We just talked about him. Rocket Can, we'll get to that. I think a lot of us in this group like Rocket Can, with a big chance to win in the Arkansas Derby. So, okay, I mean, that's fine. I think Cyclone Mischief is going to take a step forward. The bigger thing for me is just speed. I think he's going to go to the lead, and I think he's going to try to go. And my hope is that I can get a piece of it with him underneath Forte. He gets brave, especially when I'm just looking for value. So I like him a lot more than I like, say, Fort Bragg.
All right. And the other short priced horse, WHNL. Anyone want to make a case for WHNL hitting the board? All right. So here's the beauty of this. If Cyclone Mischief, and Jared, you make a logical case. I actually agree. Cyclone Mischief is the most likely of these 3. If Fort Bragg, WHNL, and Cyclone Mischief all miss the board, this try is going to pay, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So how do you construct a try to be profitable? Let's all assume Forte's on top. Is anyone going to make a case for Mage not to be in the top 3? Okay, so we got 2 of the 3 here. Who is the third horse that you think is the most logical? Aaron, we'll start with you.
I think it's Mr. Ripple. I really do. I think this is a horse that Safi has been high on for a while. He ran in that allowance race, and Safi kind of said he wasn't very healthy. He'd kind of been sick. He wasn't at his best. He didn't run very well. He came back to the next race. It's like, he ran okay. He ran second behind a horse that's probably going to go to the wood. It's like, yeah, he's okay. I think third. I think this is kind of his third race off of a layoff, or you can go second race off of a layoff because of the problems he had. I think there's enough there for me to think that Mr. Ripple is going to improve today. So I did put the number 8. Mr. Ripple is kind of that long shot there. On Somich, to your point, the horses that you interviewed the trainer about, it's not the worst thing in the world. You're trying to create some kind of reasoning why a big price would get in here for second or third. So I don't hate it. I went a different way. I thought, hey, Mr. Ripple's kind of the one. Don't hate what you're saying either. To me, I'm going to go with the horse that the trainer originally said, hey, he's pretty good, and is hoping he kind of wakes up today and runs his best race.
Random question for you, and I don't know the answer to this. When did he say he was pretty good or his best? Do you remember?
Yeah, no, I do. I absolutely do. Coming into his 3-year-old year in January, he kind of said, hey, Mr. Ripple is kind of one that we thought could get on this Florida Derby trail. And once again, it didn't work out for him. And I'm not trying to make a case for, wow, he ran really, really well this year. He hasn't. But I just think that's one he talked about. He was kind of in a couple of publications talking about him. Things obviously could change. I'm still going to stick with Mr. Ripple.
The reason I asked the question, he did not have Mr. Peaks or Nautical Star at that time. They purchased him after the new year. That's why I was interested in knowing, because I wanted to know if he was grouping them in there or not.
I think it's interesting. I think Nautical Star is a how would I describe it? An odd purchase, an Oklahoma bred here at Gulfstream Park. And I don't necessarily think it's that's not me saying it's a bad purchase. It's just different. You don't see that very often. I am more interested in Nautical Star than I am Mr. Peaks.
So was Mark. Mark said if he set the odds, he would have Mr. Nautical Star at a shorter price than Mr. Peaks.
Well, believe it or not, I did watch that. I interview Somich that you did there. So
I actually believe it, and I was testing Jared before because the workout was in the interview, so Jared hasn't watched it either.
Well, no, I've watched it, and listen, the next time I look at a workout will be the first time. I'm going to be real clear with all 174 people on this live stream right now, plus the guys that are guests right now. The next time I worry about a workout will be the first time. I don't care about workouts. They don't translate to the track very often. So I really don't care that this horse galloped out. Maybe he galloped out 150 lengths ahead. I don't care. But I will say this, Nautical Star on the track hasn't been awful. I think it's an interesting horse moving forward. I don't know about today, but I do think this horse has talent. Mr. Peaks, I don't think has the talent. Nautical Star, if you guys want to play him in that 3rd or 4th spot, I can't really make a strong argument, because he does kind of fit into that long shot mold that's going to have a shot today.
All right, Jared, you raised your hand for Cyclone Mischief.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have someone else in there if you're playing? Because it sounds like the 11 over 4x is kind of the try play there that you're thinking. Is there someone besides Cyclone Mischief you'd like to put in that X spot?
Like in the 3rd and 4th?
Yeah.
The only other horse that I didn't really include in, that I would say borderline interested in would be the 1 Jung Frau, whatever.
Yeah.
Halterman likes to make this case sometimes with a horse, like, with the Withers, like he didn't even run, right? Like that was just a non-start, really. Bumped the brake, really never. It was rain. It was just awful. And so throw that one out. He's a horse that's definitely going to be bred. He's bred. He's definitely he likes this distance, I think. And can he get a piece of it? Like, I don't think he's overly impressive, but could he get brave and get a piece of this thing late? Yeah, I think he could. So drawing the rail, I think he's going to be forwardly placed a little bit. So maybe he kind of gets first take on, like, say, Cyclone Mischief or, West Coast Cowboy or whoever might be in front of him. So, like underneath, he's 51, like underneath 3rd and 4th. I don't hate it.
Dr. Tang, who would be your 3rd horse you're throwing in here?
Yeah, you took me. I was going to go Jungfrau as well.
Man, if I can get Dr. Tang to agree with me, then I can die.
You just did.
Yeah.
See ya. See you guys.
No, I like Jungfrau. I think you got to. I mean, at least you got an aggressive jockey, Paco. He rides. Always likes to ride to the end of the race. He may get in for that show money for some of his connections. You got Mott. I mean, yeah, the Withers race was. Ugh. But I mean, second off a layoff, so
there've been some questions in the chat. Real quick to interrupt you guys. People asking, we can't show the races here. We wish we could. However, our good friend Scotty McKeever, he's able to. So I put it in the chat. But you have to. Here's the deal. Click on the link, open it in a new tab, mute it, stay with us. That's all. I've got Erdens. I'm doing that for you. You got to stay with us, though.
I will be right back. I got to figure out how I'm going to bet this race. Is the last race of the tournament, so I'll be right back.
Good luck.
Hey, there you go. Speaking of the tournament, Scotty McKeever, we just talked about, was leading at one point. I don't know, Dr. Tang, is he still leading?
Yeah, he's in second now.
I wanted to comment on Truth Exposes' comment here. If you can watch a horse and see clearly what their biomechanics are, then that's a great way to watch workouts and maybe take something from it. I don't know how to do that. I didn't grow up around horses. I'm not going to sit here and lie to people and say, yeah, I saw that work and he's off on the hind end or this or that. They just like a horse to me. So that's just not something I can really comment on. But if you are confident watching horses and thinking about that, then that's okay. But that's not for me. And also, as far as workouts go, and again, I'm not poo-pooing on anybody. It's just not that's just not what I can do well.
I'm going to call bullshit on you, Aaron. I remember one time you cared about a workout.
When?
Arrogate before the Breeders' Cup Classic. Saratoga Slim was all over it, talking about how good he looked, and you agreed with him. I don't know why I just suddenly remembered that. But
yeah, and how to work out.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just it. Sometimes if I'm at Will Rogers Downs, for example, and I look at a post parade, and it's Will Rogers, so there are horses that just aren't great at all there. I can pick out a couple that just look a little bit better than everybody else. But when you're looking at Gulfstream, you're looking at Oaklawn races like that. Well, I tell you what, all these horses just look really, really good in those post parades. It's really tough for me to distinguish. So honestly, yeah, I mean, if I'm in a smaller track, maybe it can help me a little bit because I've been around horses enough to kind of know who's presenting themselves well and who's not. But you get in a race like the Florida Derby, you get in a race like the Arkansas Derby, it's really tough. These horses are high class. They're not going to present themselves poorly because they're just that kind of horse. They're just a really, really nice animal.
Yeah, especially on these big days when they all look good. They all look good.
Yes.
So it's like, I kind of use the workouts as like, if I really like a horse, like, oh, the workout's been pretty good, so that's good.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, like, say a horse has been working out bullets or working, pretty fast or looks fast. It's like, but you don't know. Maybe that trainer's been working the shit out of them, and some trainers don't work their horses hard at all. They're just different styles for different trainers, and that's another key to it. You got to know, kind of what and then 98% of the time we don't, right? You got to know what the logic was behind the work. How were they working and what was the plan? What was this and that? And so it's just like, at the end of the day, workouts, and I agree with Truth Exposed. Like, if you do have a good eye for that and you kind of know what you're looking at, I do think, obviously, and I'm with Halterman, it's like, I mean, I don't really know. So it's hard for me to gauge it.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here and like say, oh, Truth Exposed, you don't know anything. No, not at all. If you have an eye for it, go ahead and do that. And that's great. And that gives you an advantage. It's just not something I can do. And to Jared's point, Ain't Life Grand, a horse that absolutely our buddy Kelly Von Emel, it's his best horse maybe ever. We'll see what happens this year, but he fooled him. Kelly told me, gosh, this horse, he's working out spectacular. And then he ran him and he's like, damn it, he was short, but he worked so well that he fooled me into thinking he was ready when he wasn't. So they can fool even the best of horsemen as well. And Kelly probably doesn't want me to say that out loud, but here I am. So hopefully don't repeat it.
All right, we're headed to the post here. Let's go top to bottom, starting with Aaron. You're picking Forte, so give me your exacta here. Where are you going?
Yeah, I went 11-4 straight exacta. I just felt like Forte's the best horse. I think he'll overcome that 11 post, and I think the 4 gets the desired trip. I talk a lot about, hey, don't carry your thoughts in for a horse from the last race to the next race. If he shows you something, and the 4 Mage really showed me that he can win without his best trip, and today I think he gets his best trip. I think he's in front going for home. I think the 11 Forte catches him. I'm going 11-4 straight. Jared.
I like the same bet for a large amount, and then I think you can lower the amount a little bit and play. I like the 9, 11 over 9. Obviously, you don't need to bet as much given the odds and what the payouts are, but I'm still looking to make that $200 to $300 range off of a 1 to 5. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But I think Forte over, let's say, Mage or Cycle of Mischief.
Doc.
Yeah, I mean, 11/4 is the obvious pick. Want to make some value, I would go. I mean, I like the 1 kind of too, but I don't know if he can play. So you can do 11 over the 4-1 or a trifecta 11-4-1-4-1.
Mike?
I have a very large 11-4 exacta cold. I backed it up with a pretty large 11/4 over 1/6 trifecta. And then I have a superfecta that I have for 11 over 146, 146. And then I backed that up with a smaller super. So I played 4 over 1611, 1611 with the idea that if he doesn't come in, that's possible. And then I played a nice little drop in the tournament on the 4 over 1616 try in case the 11 runs off the board.
Oh, geez. There you go.
Well, I don't think it's bad to drop a little bit, like you just said, and you don't have to wager a lot on that wager that you just said and make a ton of money. So it does make sense. You know, Mike, we talked about it off air, and I'll bring it up now. We kind of said, hey, listen, how do you beat the 11? You get out way in front, and the 4 should, and 11 gets some trouble, and the 4 takes it home. So I don't hate that bet, Somich. I think I mean, look, this horse is 1 to 5. You got to get creative.
Yeah, you really do. And I've talked about this before when doing race previews. I've talked about it on live streams. I love playing supers with 3 horses underneath that big favorite.
Yeah.
If you're playing big prices, and the 1 is 42 to 1, the 6 is 40 to 1. Like, let's say Mage sets the pace, gives it up, the 1 and 6 get by, the 11 wins the race. If this goes 11, 6, 1, 4, you're looking at thousands of dollars for a $5 super.
Yeah. Yep.
Whew.
I'm
going to go. I mean, I was 11-4. That's how. Those are the 2 horses I used in the pick 5. So, by the way, what are the payouts for the pick 5? I'm guessing they're not great for Forte.
193, I think, for pick 5.
The pick
That's
5
actually not
is 193 to the 11, $1,000 to the 4.
Yep.
And Gulfstream Park is happy. There are no single tickets in the pick 6, so we will have a $5 million guaranteed pool with a guaranteed pick 6 payout in the Rainbow 6 tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm happy too.
I know.
Rogue Ronaldo single to Mage in the pick 5.
I mean, I don't hate that.
Nice
Like, look, you're getting, you're there. You have to find a way to try and get value. And if the races came up kind of chalky before this, but singling to Mage gives you options throughout those races to try and spread out, right, Doc?
Oh yeah, completely. And if you beat Forte here, I mean, $1,000 payoff is good. And if you liked that 6 horse that started off in race 10, you could have pressed it. You know, So yeah, you got to find value somehow. I thought this. I mean, I agreed with you. When I listened to the Magic Mike show on Thursday, I agreed that the press ticket was probably the way to go here. So either press it through the 6 to start in race 10, or you're going to press it to Forte here. And then you had some. I mean, you didn't have a lot of prices, but I mean, that 4 was the only price in the sequence. It sounded like.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I played a $5 ticket. I had the 9 singled in the second leg where Miss Astor scratched out, and I would have had Miss Astor scratched. And watching that race, I'm pretty sure she would have won that race.
I know,
she would have.
That's
but
better
and so it's frustrating because the $5 ticket, which was a $40 cost, singled through the 11 here, pays $2,000.
I know.
It wasn't that tough of a sequence if the 1 to 5 shot runs off the board for $2,000. I mean, that's crazy.
Ooh, 8 is really
Aaron.
funny.
Papa Dude saying he doesn't care about this because of FAU.
What's the score right now?
36-28 FAU, 2:48 left in the first half.
You know, I bet a ton on the Sea Dragons last night in the XFL and on LSU last night in the women's basketball. And so my family was like, who do you like today? I was like, I have no idea. I really have no idea on these games today. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
All right, loading. Let's do this.
It's funny though, like
I just feel better about Fort Bragg having no chance
you got to be
because
betting the
Lazardo's
Final
ready.
Four, right? Yeah, Magic. Just talk over me.
I didn't bet either.
This is not the Final Four show.
Well, no, it's just like I thought the Final Four was unbettable tonight because of it's just unfair. Here we go. Let's forget about the Final Four.
All right. Does Mage break? That's going to be the first question.
All eyes on that 4. Good luck, everybody.
Where's the 11 when they hit that first turn?
I'm interested to see if Forte is more forwardly placed. We saw that last time out. I would expect Forte is going to try and be sitting in 6th or 7th around the first turn, not way out of it.
I agree. I totally agree
I think
with
that
that.
was a 3. Acting up.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Four didn't break.
Missed the break. Missed that break.
you
Well, listen, if he's as good as wet paint, he's got this in the bag.
And now we're 3 wide and last on the 4. Fort Bragg clears off.
The 10 is in the lead. Wow.
Just like we drew it up.
Of course.
Where's the
Rosario
11?
says, go, 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 go.
Nine's not anywhere close to the lead. I mean, come on. Like, it's
Well, the one thing about the 4, he did show last time out he doesn't need his trip to run well. But, I mean, that obviously that is not at all where you want the 4.
I mean, this is worse.
I think you want last race's trip here.
Absolutely. You're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm surprised the 5 didn't give the 10 some pressure when he saw that the 4 didn't break.
Well, they mentioned when I was interviewing Mark.
Yeah, you
he
said they wanted
didn't
to
want to
rate.
lead.
Yeah.
They wanted to sit right behind and be 2 lengths off it. 46 is that's a pretty quick pace for a mile and an eighth here.
Yeah, they're clocking.
Does he think Baffert still trains this horse?
Yafford is like.
Here comes the 9. Cyclomishus making a move. The 11's going to follow here, and the 4 is nowhere to be found.
And they're all falling behind the 10.
Oh, here here
Jesus.
comes the 4. Here comes the 4.
Yeah, I mean, the 11 and the 4 are both
move.
moving.
Yeah, but the 4 seems
The
to be
11's not
a little
moving
bit
like
better
the
than
4 is.
11.
Well, the 11
wow.
Holy
Yeah.
Here
4!
comes the 4.
All right,
Did-
go get
wait,
him.
did I
Now
just
the
wait for
worry
the
is,
4
can
to
he
do
run
that?
beat the 4 at this point?
yeah, I say like the 4 looks better than Forte.
They're in the 11 right now.
Mage is
All right,
going to win
Forte,
this.
go get him.
Yeah,
Mage's
here's the
gonna win
setup.
this.
Go get him, Forte.
All right, Forte,
Who's on the
go get
inside
him.
there?
Okay, you gonna
Come
get
on,
him?
win like a 1-5 should.
Come on.
Cyclone.
Come
Here
on.
comes Forte.
Come
Oh,
on,
Here
go
he
boy.
get him.
comes.
Win a photo.
Oh, we got him.
You got him.
Yeah.
Professional. Wow.
Wow.
There we go, Mike.
Yeah.
1,500 on that exact.
There
Yeah.
we go, Mike. Beautiful.
Man, I wanted that 9 to keep going.
Hey.
9 ran huge too.
Just how we drew it up, right, boys?
Oh,
I mean, my
man.
goodness.
Oh,
Somich, hey, somebody screenshot what Somich just did because that's me the whole race. It's like, oh my God. Did that really just happen?
Wow.
okay.
Hey, Samo, what's that exact he had there?
To digest from that race right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got 1,500 on the exacta. It's not going to be huge. I mean, it's going to play about
What is
4-1, 3-1, somewhere in that range. But it puts me at
7,000.
7,500 for the tournament, which right now is in 4th. Top 10 get at least 3,500 in a seat. Top 4 get an NHC or BCBC.
Well, you're going to be at least in the top. You're going to get something. You're going to get top 10 at least.
I should get top 10 at least. And that was, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't think I could win the tournament with my opinions in this last race. So I was just trying to get into the top 10. I wanted the 1 or the 6 to run 3rd, and then I thought I could win. But without that, I didn't feel like it. I've got to say.
Are you guys done talking about the tournament yet? Can we talk about the race?
Can we talk about Mage?
Yeah. Let's talk about him.
I mean.
Can we talk about Forte?
Screw Forte. He was supposed to be better than that. No, honestly, that was less. I was more impressed with the 4 than the 11.
Well, I mean, let's take it for what it is. I think Jared and I are up like I'm up over 200. Jared's up over 100 for the guide. So let's give it up to us. And
Self pat on the back there. I love it.
can I talk about Forte for a second?
No, I'd rather hear Magic's opinion. Magic, what do you think about Forte?
I think Forte was great, and I want to hear from Aaron.
I'm biting my tongue. Let you go, Halterman.
I am so happy that the 11-4 exacta came in. Just like Somich, pounded on the guide. Everybody at that guide is smiling from ear to ear, and that makes me extremely happy. However, this horse can be beat on the first Saturday in May, 100% after this. We got to find somebody. It wasn't amazing, right? At the same time, he's my Derby pick as of right now. He can be beat. Can somebody step up and do it is the question. That's where I'm at.
Do you still want him if he's in the 1 post?
No, I don't want anybody that's in the 1 post.
You said yes less than 30 minutes ago, Aaron. Do you still want him if he's in the 1 post?
I'm telling you guys, this is so wide open right now, in my
But do
opinion.
you think? I mean, maybe you think. Let's devil's advocate. Maybe do you think he wasn't keyed up to? I mean, the connections don't have him keyed up to win the Florida Derby. It's just a hurdle he has to cross, and then he'll be ready to go big at the Derby.
Jared, I think you're dying. Let me say one thing, and then you can go. Okay, is that
Go
okay?
ahead.
This is unbelievable.
I don't think there's any doubt he is the leader in the clubhouse, right? I think he is the best horse in this crop right now.
I cannot argue that. If the Derby was exactly right now at this moment, Forte's the pick. I just think he's good. He's really good, really, really good. He's not elite. So if we can find a horse that is elite, you can jump off of him. Go ahead, Jared.
We done? Okay.
Yeah,
listen, here's the thing, and I'm not saying really, not really saying anybody in here is that way.
Well, what happened? You muted him. Who muted him?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Jared.
Oh,
not me.
now? We done playing games? Everyone wants
like
to talk about
Papa
how
did
Oh, Mage was great. He was great. Oh, but Forte sucked. He should have won by more. But I love Mage. Mage is really good. He should have won. Look how good he ran. Look at that. Oh, Forte sucked. He only let him pass him and then rallied and won and ran him down. This horse finds ways to win every time. I'm sorry. We're not talking about there's no world beaters in this group. Like, he just wins. Everyone wants to talk about how good Mage was, but doesn't want to give credit to the fact that Forte just ran by him again. Forte got the same trip that Mage got. I mean, Forte got that hit. I will give the one concern from Forte is he likes, I don't know, it's this year so far. He's put himself, get me off of here the whole way. Whatever. What are you doing?
So,
Magic, come on.
It's not me.
That was not me either. That was
Jared, I wouldn't even know how to do that at this point. But Jared, I really can't disagree with you. Don't you agree though a little bit? It's like if we had a huge performance, it's like you would waver on it a little bit.
If I had
it. We haven't had that though.
No, and that's what I just said. Like, I just don't like. We don't have a horse, so like
no, we don't.
He did exactly. And honestly, I think the number will come back solid for this race. They went pretty quick. I just don't understand why we want to like. What did you want to see? I guess everyone just wanted to see him cruise. I mean,
can I just? I said I thought Mage was more impressive in the race. I didn't say Forte sucked in the race. I thought Forte was very, very good. Forte ran the exact race you expected him to run from where he's going to sit, where he's going to be on the pace, everything. Mage was dead last, 3 wide in the first turn. That is why I thought that race was was very impressive from Mage. I'm not saying the Forte sucked. I'm not saying he didn't do a great job. I'm not saying he shouldn't be the Derby favorite. I'm saying I thought my exacta was dead in the first turn.
I think we all can agree with that.
Stone cold dead in the first turn.
Yes.
And I was worried that Forte wouldn't get by in the final 16th and it was going to go 4-1. That's why I think that was a really impressive race from Mage.
Go ahead.
The problem is what Vicky just said is like, even if you love Mage and you like say, I want him over Forte, this is now a problem.
Well,
he can't break, and he's not going to do this every time.
It wasn't a problem in his first 2 races, though.
Okay, hold on though. I think there's 2 different things happening, and I understand both of them. You were and Somich same way. I was so worried about Mage that when Mage struck the front, I'm like, oh, this guy, what a horse. I love this guy so much, right? But Forte, if you're going to beat Forte, I mean, he outkicked him on the turn. He was ahead of him turning for home. He was ahead of him in the stretch, and he still lost. So to Jared's point, I think it's true. Like, I don't think Mage can be Forte. I just don't. I think that was the time, right? But from a gambling perspective, it's hard to be not thrilled about Mage because – boy, did that horse look like he had no chance, and boy, did he run really, really well in this race. But the bottom line is, Forte went and got him.
What do you like? Okay, now we're gonna obviously all have to rewatch this multiple times, but boy, what a wild range of emotions that was when you're in the turn and you're like, wait, Forte and Cyclone Mischief behind you are out kicking Forte. Like this is all what's happening. He lets them go by him. And then Irad kicks him out, and then he goes like, now it's like, okay, now go get him. Like, what was that?
Also, they went just over 12 seconds for the final furlong as well. So they were cooking.
They were cooking. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure Irad hit Forte. I think that might have been a hand ride as well because I watched the one short stretch replay Gulfstream showed.
Yeah,
I didn't see him ever be like, that was pretty much just one of these, and that also again. We need to watch the replay, but that would be wild if he did not hit him after all of that.
And you
By
said
the
it.
way, I read 1/6 of 14 today.
And you said it. There are factors there we haven't really digested yet. We just saw it once live. Yeah. So you're right. We'll see how he came home. We'll see what happened, all that kind of stuff. And it's hard not to be impressed with either one of them, honestly. And I get Jared's comments and I get Somich's comments here. You just kind of felt relief as a person who bet a shit ton on that exacta, right? And it's just like, come on, Forte, get home. So I can't be mad at either one of them. I will say this: I thought Forte was beaten and he won, and I think you have to give him a ton of credit, right? Because I even 100 yards out, I thought, oh God, he's in big trouble. And if this comes in 4-11, I'm going to jump off a bridge because this is just a horrific way to lose, right? But he went and got it, so you got to give them both a lot of credit. I thought that was a really good race.
So real quick, Aaron, I mean, all of us, I said Mage, I'm not interested in the Kentucky Derby. Does this change anyone's opinion on him in the Kentucky Derby? Doc's saying no. Doc, you don't like Mage in the Derby?
No, I don't like him at all. I mean, the thing is, well, the reason why I say that is that now I think the rest of the field is junk. For Mage to have that performance, maybe the rest of the field is junk, and that he, and I don't think. Let's say he misses the break again in the. I don't think he's going to have that. I mean, that dimension again. I think the rest of the horse are probably running backwards, and if Mage can't, I think Mage can only win if he breaks, and he's a speed horse. He's not a closer. I mean, he quote unquote closed in this race, sure. But is that an illusion in that the rest of the horses were horrible?
Yeah. Real quick before we move on and keep talking about this, 330 News and Media Group, thank you very much. Appreciate you subbing. Everyone, if you're watching here right now, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the content. We will be here throughout the entire Kentucky Derby phase. Magic, this guy right over here, is doing a wonderful job of putting up all of the maiden breaking wins, all the stakes races. There's a single place here on YouTube. You can find all of those stakes races, all those maiden scores. We'll be live every single Saturday with these big races leading up to Kentucky Derby, as well as on Kentucky Derby Day, talking about our bets and what we are doing. So make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe if you watch now. We've got content going out literally 7 days a week around the horse racing and sports betting world. So make sure you check it out. Sorry, I just wanted to get that in real quick. Aaron, you want to jump in here?
Yeah. I couldn't thank you enough for subscribing, and I hope you guys really like it. Yeah, that's great. So appreciate it. Magic does a good job. Everybody on this channel does a good job. So proud to have the team that we have. And I don't know where Doc went, but proud to have Doc and proud to have you guys. So thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, I mean, Forte's the Derby pick right now. But you know what, guys? You know what's awesome? We've done really good today. It's been a very good day. We still got the Arkansas Derby coming up. My favorite
28 minutes, baby. Don't stop.
And we got 3 Derby preps next week. So y'all buy that shit on the site, right? All right. But anyway, yeah, Forte definitely the favorite leader in the clubhouse, as I like to say, Jared. And listen, you know what's fun? He's the leader in the clubhouse. I can't argue it. You know what's fun though? We got races left. So
yep. Yeah, so what's happened now, to your reference, if you listen to Blinkers Off, you'll know the reference here. What happened now is Kingsbarnes was in the lead. He had the lead in the clubhouse. Forte just went out there and put up a pretty solid, like 6 under or something. And so he's now the leader in the clubhouse. But you got Tapit Trice. He just made the turn, and he's had a birdie on 9, and he's looking good. But
hey, you got Red Route 1 out there too now.
Oh, forgive me. Red Route 1's going to triple bogey the last hole, okay? I don't want to hear about it. Oh, shit. Hey, by the way, Fort Bragg.
Red Rock 1 is going 10 over on the front 9 and then going 8 under on the back 9 and coming up too short from the victory.
Now that's what more accurate. Yeah.
Hey, Fort Bragg, why was he in this race?
Well, okay. I thought,
he fucked up everything. I didn't feel like he fucked up. Like, thankfully, clearly Mage and Forte are good enough, but that was a total cluster. Oh,
yeah, Jared caught himself right the last second.
It's okay. I've probably done that before. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep on going.
She doesn't know that one yet. The Cornet,
Olsen does.
Brought up a great point. This was essentially a $500,000 allowance for everyone outside Forte, right? Only 3 of these horses aren't eligible for N1X conditions. And that was the Cyclone Mischief, Fort WHNL, and Fort Bragg. So everyone else in here was essentially running in a $500,000 allowance. It's a great spot to put your horse.
Yeah, exactly. Golly, I mean, but it definitely. By the way, I'm gonna go a little bit of a. We have one race left in the. If you got the betting Bible, hopefully you guys have done well. And me and Halterman combined are up over $400 in profit. Using the betting Bible today. Massive day. And we both have, obviously, I've got 2 bets in the Arkansas Derby. Halterman's got a juicy win bet.
I got $10 left out there, guys. So we'll see.
Hey, this could change everything. At 10 to win on Red Route 1 could really change everything here.
You're getting 4 to 1 right now. That $40 matters. That's beer money. That's rum money, right, Aaron?
Exactly. Well, speaking of rum, got to pee. I'll be right back. See you guys.
So let's go to the Arkansas Derby. We're looking here 2 to 1 on Rocket Can, boys. You guys have Rocket Can in the fantasy league. I know we all I feel like I don't know if you guys have picked this horse on top or not, but thoughts on Rocket Can, especially after what we just saw. We just saw the 2 runners out of the Fountain of Youth obviously bounce back, and Forte and Mage solidified themselves there. Rocket Can was right there, right, with those last time out. So I mean, I think that's a huge factor as well as you move over to this race. Rocket Can looks like very clearly the one to beat here.
I picked Rocket Can on top. I think this is the best horse in this race. I think they left Gulfstream because they wanted to get away from Forte. We saw what Forte was just able to do, what Mage was just able to do. Rocket Can was able to beat Mage last time out. This is a weaker field than one that just features Forte and Rocket Can. There's not a bunch of world beaters in here. Angel of Empire won last time because of a pace meltdown. Red Route 1 ran second last time because of a pace meltdown. You've got enough speed in here in the 3 and the 4 that you should have a decent pace. Same with Reincarnate, the 8. I think it sets up really well for the 7 Rocket Can. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, I think Rocket Can is the horse to beat. I mean, I like Angel of Empire a little bit, but yeah, I like Rocket Can on top with it's been running in better fields and everything from that standpoint. So yeah, I like that horse.
And not only that, I also put him on top, but he was that close to beating Confidence Game as a 2-year-old in his last start there. And we saw Confidence Game has come back to be a very good 3-year-old in this crop too. So you've got that going. Sienna, who do you like?
Sienna doesn't know English. She only knows Chinese.
We'll take the answer in Chinese. That's fine. Can you ask her in Chinese, who does she like? What number or what color?
Huh?
Pink.
Uncle. She said she likes the purple, but we don't have a purple here.
I think
the 10 is purple. The 10 is purple. There we go.
Hey,
To be honest, Lily would have gone 7 or 8 or 10 here. Either pink or purple was the choice.
She agrees with Halterman that your kid's got issues, Dr. Tang. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Red Route 1. Okay, so to me, what's wild is Angel of Empire, who just won, well, not just, but last time out, won a Derby prep for Brad Cox at Fairgrounds, is 4 to 1. A horse who has not won a race since his maiden special weight win, Red Route 1, is also 4 to 1. To me, there is the issue. And you and I talked a little bit about this, Somich, on the morning show with Papa Dude. It's not necessarily that we don't like Red Route 1. It's just how can you play him at 4 to 1 with his 3 to 1 morning line? How can you play him at that price when he hasn't won since September and it was a maiden?
Yeah, I got 50 to 1 on Red Route 1 2 races ago. I got 10 to 1 on Red Route 1 last time. It's hard to take 4 to 1 on Red Route 1 this time. He ran second in both of those spots, had every chance to win last time. It would have been tough to beat Arabian Night 2 back, but had every chance to win last time and wasn't able to get it done. At this point, it's like from a exotics perspective, I think Red Route 1 has to be on your ticket in second, third, or fourth. It's really tough for me to put the 10 on top, though.
Aaron did make a good case for the horse.
I love it.
Not about the odds, but the only other time Tyler Gaffalione rode this horse, he kept him closer, and keeping him closer to the pace than what he had been is the key. Asmussen said that after the last race, and was initially going to target the Louisiana Derby because he wanted that longer stretch and the longer distance, but said we've got to get this horse out of the gate and closer early. And if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, We know what we have, but he at least is aware they need to do something different for this horse to have a shot in hell of winning one of these, let alone the Kentucky Derby, guys.
Do you think the blinkers make a bit difference, Doc?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, we're trying different things, and sometimes the blinkers play can get you there, but I don't know. I think it's more about the intrinsic talent of the horse. I mean, this race is either the 7 or the 6 for me. I don't think it can go either way, basically.
Aaron, welcome back. How was it?
Thanks. It was good. Yeah. Caught up with some people out there. Yeah. You know, I walked right in on this conversation. I guess you guys are talking about Red Route 1, and God, for me, it was just like, if not now, win, right? I mean, it's today's the day, and if he doesn't win, he doesn't win. I get it. A lot of people are like, there's just no way this horse is ever going to win, and I get it, but I just wanted to take a little shot with him here. This field's not great. You're doing a ton of different things. We'll see.
Your dad says he wants to make a bold prediction. The Derby winner ain't coming from the Arkansas Derby. I would agree with that.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. Yeah, I think he's probably right on that. Yeah, I would agree. Again, I will say this, and you guys can knock me if you want. It's out there for somebody to become the next, or the other candidate. We haven't seen it yet. I don't think we're going to see it here. I kind of agree with my dad on this, but you never really know when you're going to see it. Like, we didn't really think Practical Move would be that kind of horse. So I don't expect to see anything like that in the Arkansas Derby, though. So I can't argue that.
I do think, and again, I'm going to reserve my final thoughts for when I watch the race, but I do think you could run into an issue of Epicenter, a little bit like Epicenter with Forte, where like he's going to run his race in the Derby. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. Like, he's going to like bet him to show, bet him to place, like, but what if he has like a more traffic issue and just, runs just his ass off, but someone gets the dream trip and shoots up there and wins, just, like we just said, like we've seen before, like that might be how he gets beat if he holds off 3 guys, but one horse kind of comes late and nails him. I mean, that might be because he can't ask him to get in that much trouble and to kind of be behind horses. And I do think he's going to show up. He does every time, but maybe that's how you get him beat. But boy, you'd have to have a good reason to bet against him.
Doc, don't you? I think what he just said is perfect. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with him at all.
Yeah. Great job, Doc. Yeah, no. Listen, I
don't want to make an argument out of nothing, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Gold Kitten says it best. Go ahead, Somich.
Can I say something crazy?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I think Red Route 1 has a better chance of winning the Derby than winning today.
Okay.
The pace in the Derby, I think, will be hotter than the pace today. And I think because of the variance in the Derby, he has a better shot of getting a trip like last year's winner in the Derby than he does getting it today. No, that's
Crickets.
Too hot.
Crickets.
Well, it's not hot.
I'm distracted. I think.
The quality of this race is not. I mean, we just watched, I think, quality, and now we're kind of like, I don't know what to say. None of these horses really impress me. I mean, let's say you get a huge. I mean, let's say you get a phenomenal performance from one of these. I mean, would you go back and bet them in the Derby? I mean, what is phenomenal in this case either, too? I mean, I don't know.
If it's not, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't think this is going to happen. Let me just preference that right away. Okay. So don't think I'm crazy, but say like Reincarnate sits 2 off, stocks the pace and wins by 5. Like that would be something that would get me there. Right. And it may not be him. Maybe it's somebody else in the field too, but somebody that like sits a quote unquote Derby type of trip and then wins by 4 or 5, maybe. And that's just me trying to like, answer the question trying to make up something that probably isn't there.
I mean, if Rocket Can wins by 4, I mean, what does that do to Forte, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me show you guys something real. I just pulled this up, so I'm kind of watching this on the fly.
Please do.
Let me pull this up. I just saw the overhead of the Florida Derby, and I think it's very interesting to watch. And I think it gives a little bit of explanation of why maybe we saw Forte kind of let him go. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Click to exit full screen.
Yeah, that didn't work well. You're going to need to start a new tab with a full screen tab.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Okay.
So look, so Forte's right here. Here's Mage. And he sees him. Mage makes his run, and Irad can't get out because Mage, now he's going to cut him off if he does. So Mage goes on by him right here. So now he can't. There's nowhere here to go. So now he has to wait. And so he kind of waits and waits and waits for Mage to make his run, and then he kick. I guess he could have gone out right there inside, but I think he felt like he's going to get in trouble. So now he kicks him out. So that's kind of why I feel like why he let him get such a head start. It seemed. But once look at it. It looks like he's no way he's getting there. This is just really a gutty effort by a champion horse right here.
I thought watching it live, we were totally screwed.
I thought it was 4-11.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that. I thought that with watching it live, I claimed and I called it and thought that I just saw him go and was going to let him, and it was like, I'm going to follow you and explode past. But that's a much better angle there, Jared.
Yeah, I just wanted to show that because I do think it gives a little bit better idea of maybe why at least me, and I get it. Like I need to digest it and watch it a couple times, but on live it felt like he was letting, like he wasn't firing, but really he was boxed in. He really had to wait. Just shows you what kind of horse that is, because not many horses could do that. And I want to also say, not many horses can do what Mage has done now twice. Especially in this crop. A lot of horses, they get bad breaks, they get issues in the race, and they're just simply not going to fire because this is just not the greatest of 3-year-olds this year. But he gives it a go every time like that. I think he is a very talented horse. I want to make sure you give him credit.
Go ahead.
Sylvain, real quick, I ended up finishing 5th. So picked $1,000 buy-in, picked up $7,500 plus $2,000 in cashes and a minimum of $3,500 seat. May end up with an NHC seat. We'll see what people in front of me pick. So I ended up 5th in the Florida Derby tournament.
Awesome.
Congrats. That's very good.
Huge.
Very, very good. Yeah. And was it that exacta that got you up there, or kept you up
and I finished $3,000 behind 4th. So that was literally the best possible spot I could finish without hitting that big try, which means I would need the 1 or the 6 to run 3rd.
Nice. Very nice. That's great.
We'll take it. Not bad for
great.
$1,000.
That's great. Awesome. Congrats, dude. That's very, very good. And again, that's racing, right? You just, that 11's out there and it's like, oh God, I don't know. He's not going to do it. And then he does it. And that's why you try to back those horses that are strong favorites like that and you try to create value some way. And that was a way, right?
Well,
that was the way to do it.
Don't back off your opinion. I was going back and forth whether or not to bet a big 11-4 because I thought a lot of people would. And if it's one of your best opinions on the card, fire, go, do it. And that's kind of what it came down to.
That's what I kind of told myself with the bankroll article this week too. It's like, look, I really love market segmentation. I really love that 11-4 exacta. Hammer the shit out of it. Make it over half of your bankroll. And you know what? If your best opinion loses, hey, you lost, and that's it. But you make sure if your 2 best opinions win, you're hammering that thing. And so I totally agree, Somich. It's a really good way to look at it. Really good comment there.
No, I agree with him. Exactly. I mean, I took Forte in the pick and pray in big bucks, and it got me the win there too.
Yeah, Doc bearing the lead here. He won like 12K today in a tournament.
I mean, I feel
not always the case.
Listen, I've had a great day, and I feel like shit on this stream. Thanks a lot, Doc and Somich. Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, we are 12 minutes from post here.
Sure.
Let's dive into this race and what the style of how we want to handicap this race, how we want to bet this race. Aaron, you love some Red Route 1. Are you still liking Red Route 1 sitting here on the board at 4-1?
Yeah, it's the price. I mean, that's fine. Look, this is not a horse I back very often. Let me preface with saying that. I didn't want to bet Angel of Empire. I didn't want to bet Reincarnate. I thought that was just too short. You know, guys, Rocket Can has been okay, right? Like if he runs second or third here, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I just didn't want to back him at a short price. I wanted to take a horse that's just like, look, Red Route 1, we're trying a lot of different things today. We're getting Tyler Gaffney on board. The last time he was aboard this horse, he sat him a little bit closer to the pace, as in a lot closer to the pace than he had in the last couple. I could be totally wrong. I just wanted to give him a shot. Somich, I know you kind of said, hey, I think he could win the Kentucky Derby, not the Arkansas Derby. I just thought the opposite. I thought if we're going to have these changes, these things, if they're going to mean something, it's going to be today. I'm not telling you to bet 1,000 on him. I'm telling him if you got some beer money, I think the 10's the one to bet.
I'm going to. This is tough for me. I thought Reincarnate was going to be the favorite. I really did. And so I was loving Rocket Can at 4-1. Now you're sitting here staring at half the price. The price on Reincarnate is doubled. I wouldn't bet Reincarnate still, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot harder to fire off at Rocket Can at 2-1 than it was at that 4-1 morning line. And Reincarnate's just taking no money.
You know, I don't know if my dad's still watching, but we talked about it on our show. It's like, this is a race, and it's not good for podcasts that are happening on Thursday, but this is a race where it's like, I need to see where the money's actually going to go because it was really hard to predict. And so here we are. And it's like, gosh, Red Route 1 at 4-1. It's probably enough to take a small shot.
Magic, what are your thoughts?
I'm with you about Reincarnate, man. I was bummed that horse isn't the favorite. I was hoping Rocket Can would be a better price. At these prices, Red Route 1, I guess, is where I'm going with this one. I think he's I don't want to say he's a safe bet because a dead set closer coming from the clouds, 10 other horses in front of him. There's nothing, sure about that. But oof. I don't know. Jared, welcome back. What do you like?
Had a pee and whiskey break, so I'm back. Feel better. Okay. So I'm looking at this race. I'm with you. I cannot believe Reincarnate is not the favorite.
Right.
I think the Rocket Can, a lot of it is what we just saw. I think a lot of people are going to see that Florida Derby and say, we thought maybe that was a nice angle going into this race. And after you saw that race, okay, Rocket Can actually is pretty damn good. I think that's a big one. Plus, maybe also a little bit with what we saw with the other Yakin out in that race. So I don't know. I've been against Reincarnate. I was hoping that he would take more money though.
I don't have great luck betting our fantasy horses in these kinds of races, so I'm not going to bet Rocket Can.
I tell you what, you guys, you Magic Mike team, you guys are the best at. I really hate giving you guys compliments, but I'm going to give you one because
we know
you guys are the best at finding like those minuscule horses that pick up big, like last year. Wadabar.
I thought you could call Epicenter minuscule.
No. Legit. I'm saying you have a legit horse. You have K-Rock, although he's, maybe we'll see him next week. But you had
he's dead again.
He was awesome. But you had Wadabario. Like what? And he just winning all these bullshit, good races. But here's the Rocket Can horse that if he goes and wins this, it's like, really, you won the Arkansas Derby with him? You guys do a good job of finding those horses. That's the last compliment you're going to get for the year. It's only April 1st. So
listen, I'll tell you what. It's not a compliment to us. Our valet is the one that made the pick for us. So Dr. Miranda again gets the compliment. That's why she gets a shout out on the show.
Just trying to prove she deserves to be in the league there, Aaron.
No, she doesn't get it. She's not on not on these live streams, and she's not in the league. So
I've got an idea.
Go ahead.
The Doctors are going to be a team next year.
Oh yes.
Well,
hey,
Dr. Tang is Dr. Miranda doctor?
Hey, and equally the exact equal amount of doctor level too. But
actually, we do need to. It's Dr. Tang. Is Dr. Miranda a doctor?
I plead the fifth. She's a very nice person. I met her. She's excellent at what she does. She's very good.
So you're saying a chiropractor, not quite the same.
I did not say anything about chiropractor. I'm not making any.
There's already tumult between the doctors, and they don't even have their team ready yet.
I think she's great.
This is perfect. You want to create the wedge before we even start.
Can we make a deal? If you guys are the doctor team, you can only draft horses with the name with doctor in the name.
Dr. Post.
Dr. Blue.
Doctor, he scratched today.
I know. I had him too. I liked him.
Yeah, I did too. I liked him second. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Let's help our friend David out. Key and fourth for a super. Aaron, who you got?
Oh boy. Two Eagles River is a horse I really like, but I don't know about 11-1. That might be a little short. Give me the 5 airtime at 21-1 if you want a kind of a crazy price. This Diodoro horse has been running okay, and listen, Diodoro's been on fire here. So give me this 21-1 shot on the 5 as a little bit of a flyer.
Yeah, I agree on the 5. I think the 21-1 is a nice price there. The other one for me would be the 3 Harlow Cap, who is probably going to be forwardly placed, set the pace, and maybe sticks around to hit the try or the super. So I don't think the 3 Harlow Cap can win, but I think it's a good horse underneath if you're playing tries or supers.
I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I've had such a back and forth with Harlow Cap these last 3 or 4 days. I just can't figure out what is happening with him in here. He's had one work since the Risen Star, that's totally not Asmussen. Definitely feels like he's a rabbit in the race for the other Asmussen. But man, if he gets, he's scary to leave off of tickets, which I did, because of the fact if he, he's going to be on the lead, and if he gets brave, so I don't know that he can win, but I definitely think he could get a piece, and he's the one I'm most fearful of, especially at that price now.
Doc?
I mean, you guys think that some Diodoro juice will come in either third or fourth with airtime?
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
I like the 2 for underneath plate only. McPeak special there.
We just ran third in the Florida Derby.
Aaron, what about 2 Eagles River? As someone brought him up earlier, he's a horse that likes Oaklawn. The trainer, Chris Hartman, does well at Oaklawn. What do you think about him stepping up, stretching out here?
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Kalleward. You guys remember Kalleward on this trail last year? Going to get to the lead. Can he hold on? How far does he really want to go? I'm not quite sure. If you want to play him underneath, I think it does make a ton of sense. The horse is hot. The horse has been running really well. And Hartman has been out of this world this meet. How does he do it? Who knows? But this Hartman trainee should be good today. And I want to give a shout out to Jared and Somich. You guys know about this. Heather went to go get Stewart's ice cream, so it's going to be a really good after show tonight.
Incredible. Stewart's wonderful.
Did I see that they're closing?
No, Magic, you didn't.
How do I get an assistant like that?
What's that?
How do I get an assistant like that?
Well, I'll tell you off air.
There's so many jokes. There are so many jokes.
Wow.
I just want to see what he would say.
Did I disappoint?
No.
Okay.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Tell him on air.
Say? Good Lord.
Oh. All right. Let's talk.
We got 2 minutes to post here.
Let's talk a little bit about Angel of Empire, because we haven't talked a lot about this horse. Brad Cox, Flavian Pratt, 4-1 on the board. This is who I'd bet to win based on the current prices. I mean, Rocket Can at 2-1. If Rocket Can was close to 4-1, I'd be there. But I think Angel of Empire is getting a little underlooked here, sitting at 4-1. Doc, I saw you shaking your head. You agree with me?
Yeah, no, I like the price on it. I thought it would take money and be at 5-2 or something like that. I'm shocked that it's 4-1.
I know it's I thought that 9-2 was disrespectful on the morning line. I thought, they're going to bet that. I mean, no, they aren't. I'm a little surprised too. I don't know why really. I thought 2 fills obviously flatters him from that Risen Star, which he beat. Came and ran at Smarty Jones, ran well, just needed longer. He got longer last time. He's getting it again. 4-1 is a nice price. I would rather play him. I mean, given the price, play him over Rocky Cam. I hope they go 1-2. Let's put it that way.
Real quick, Heather is 1 in a million. We were a mess. Was it Friday, the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar?
Yep.
And we wake up and there's coffee for all 4 of us as well as breakfast. And it was a train wreck the night before. We'll put it that way. So shout out to Heather. She is absolutely incredible there. Magic, what do you think of 4-1 here on Angel of Empire?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, what did I think about Heather? And I thought Aaron and I are going to get in a fight here.
Yeah, I don't want to get you.
No,
we know what you think.
I'm not setting you up like that.
We know what you think.
No, Angel. My big concern with Angel of Empire, Cox seemed extremely surprised that he won the Risen Star. He thought that of all the horses he had in that race, that's the one that did it. Okay. Like to me, now you come here in a short price compared to what he was. I can't play him there. Not on top to win, anyways. If you're surprising a trainer like Brad Cox with your ability when he's got a million mid Derby horses, that's not good. That's very true. Just Special Golden Kitten.
Yeah, I got a good. Well, let's wait. We're 0 minutes post. I got a good Heather story, but let's wait till afterwards.
Okay.
Is it take charge? Oh shit.
No. I'm saying like how awesome she is on trips.
All right, so I'm going to bet the 6 to win. I'm probably not going to play exotics. If I did, I would be playing the 6-7 exacta because those are the 2 horses who I think are the best. And honestly, with the 6's priced at 9-2, I don't think it's so bad. Let's go top to bottom. Aaron, you start us off here. What do you like here betting the Arkansas Derby?
$10 to win on the 10.
That's interesting. All right, Jared, what do you got here?
I've got. I'm playing 2 different trifectas. I'm making the 7 needs to finish first or second, basically, for me to hit this thing. I'm keying the 7 in the first spot, 1, 6, 10 in the second spot. So that's I like Bourbon Bash a little bit here. So 1, 6, 10, and then 1, 2, 6, 8, 10 in the third spot, and then I'm flipping the 7 and the 1, 6, 10 in the second one. So that you can get second with say like Red Route 1 or Angel of Empire winning. So one of those, Angel of Empire, Bourbon Bash, or Rocket Can or Red Route 1 need to finish 1-2 here. And then I think I have a good chance of cashing this thing. I mean, really, I think this thing is wide open, and which is why I kind of played it a little wild.
Doc, what are you feeling?
Yeah, that price with Angel Empire at 4-1 now. I'd play a win bet on the 6th, and I'd probably go 6 over the 7-10 exacta.
And Magic.
I'm going to go 7-10 for my exacta. What about King Russell in third? I think Mocat might come up here and surprise. We haven't really talked about him. This is a horse that's kind of been under the radar a lot, and you're getting huge odds. He's 50-1 right now. Fuck you too. Bejarano and Mocat are pretty good. Did you guys hear the horn honking? Because otherwise that's really weird that I just turned and yelled that.
No, I didn't hear it at all.
Okay.
Hey, Magic. Hey, Doc, I'm going to write Magic up for that one, okay? Just so you know.
My kid's not in the room.
The problem is Colson's awake and heard that too.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's awake. You're getting written up for that one.
My daughter doesn't know English, so.
Magic, I never did ask you. What did the wife think of the old banner behind you?
She opened the door when it set up, just went, wow.
It's large.
Mm-hmm.
And in charge.
I like my vintage one still. Like I'm rocking the vintage look here.
Where's your backdrop?
Hey,
why don't we have it?
Hey,
well, if someone would ship it to me,
dude, you haven't shipped it.
I've got good news for Somich. You want to know the good news, Somich?
Yes.
Do you remember the Blues shirt that you left at the Kentucky Derby?
The 2022 Kentucky Derby. Not 11 months ago? Yeah, I remember that one.
Yes. So I brought it to New York to give it to you. Thought I lost it because I misplaced it in this house that I'm in.
Yeah.
Father-in-law found it. I have possession of your shirt. So I'm going to send the shirt and the banner when I get home on Monday.
So the story is you haven't sent the banner yet.
Correct.
Magic.
Just checking.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah. You're welcome. First thing I did was send it out to you when I got them.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow it is taller than me, which surprised me.
They're going full Gulfstream here at Oaklawn. I'm not going to lie. It's been 0 minutes to post for a while here.
Just walking around, just hanging out. What are we doing here?
Bite your tongues.
No offense to Oaklawn. This is the last time anybody gives a shit about Oaklawn for the next 8 months.
Not true.
That's terrible, Magic. They have a great turf race tomorrow.
Dude, we have the Oaklawn Handicap and the Apple Blossom coming up. Come on.
Yep.
The Apple Blossom is actually an excellent race. One of my favorite in-person races was watching Zenyatta win that.
I expect you to take that back right now.
And Husker Butch will run before this meet is over.
Who?
Is that a person?
Okay, well, then now I'll rescind it. Because Husker Butch, we're going to see him.
Exactly. And he's working out like a freight train, says my trainer. So we'll see.
All right, we got Road King around the 4 here. Anyone like Two Eagles River?
Yeah, I don't hate that play. I
Not
think
terrible.
It's not horrible.
gonna get out to the lead and hopefully hangs on for you. I don't think he will hang on for all of it. Maybe he gets a piece, and if you're king, then we'll see. Maybe he gets second, third, something like that.
Yeah. Honestly,
I
I
think
would.
King's the big part there is keying it is not bad.
Right.
I feel more like he's gonna win or he's gonna be off, like completely off. And I
I
don't
think
think
the three's going to give the
have
4
that
pressure.
field, don't they? Where like the 3 and the 4 could either
The 3
be
or 4 are going to go.
Yeah, they're going to go, and if one sticks around, they're definitely a threat. But it's the question of whether or not either can.
You can. Let's go. Here we go. In the gate.
Rocket can.
your ass is in
Rocket
that game.
can.
Come on.
Come on, Colson.
Sienna agrees.
All in the gate except for 2. The 5, airtime, in. And we're waiting on the 10. Red route 1.
I mean, last to load that's perfect for him.
Last to load, last out of the gate.
Yeah.
And they're off in the
There you
Arkansas Derby. And he's last. Great.
Who wants the lead? Everybody's looking around.
It's a duel.
Blinkers don't matter.
Nope.
4's going.
Yeah, 4's
Two Eagles is going to have it. Okay.
I'm surprised Harlow Cap didn't protect the rim
Yeah.
there.
Ricardo was looking around as much as anybody.
That was weird.
Ricardo, who cares?
Yeah, now he's got a heels up on him.
Great
Yeah.
spot for Rocket Can.
I love where both the 1 and 7 are in this spot here.
I mean, the 6, Angel of Empire, great spot too, right
Right.
behind him.
Reincarnate's in a good spot too. They're all in a good spot except for the 10.
Hey, he's on the screen, Aaron. He's never on the screen at this point.
Exactly where we expected.
To be fair, he is closer today than he was in the Rebel.
I think the 1 got closed off there.
This is the point where I go, why did I pick this horse to win? That's
Really
such a good
good
day,
move.
and then I picked this stupid horse. So
The 1's got nowhere to run.
Yeah, Raylu made his move and got shut.
I'll piss
He's
on
been-
that one.
He's been trying to
Just
go.
kick him in the belly.
Come on, Red Route 1, run, bitch. Let's go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Pick up your feet.
Ooh,
He's
who's
doing
that?
it.
That's the 6.
1.
6 is rolling.
6 is rolling.
Come
One is
on,
going
Red
the
Route
other
1.
direction.
Come on,
Rocket
Red
Who's
Can
rolling? 6 is
all in
rolling.
and not looking
6 is
great.
really rolling.
Yeah.
Come
this
on,
is-
Red Route 1.
This is Angel of Empire's race.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's
got-
over. It's
Yeah.
over.
he's open. That's open. He's
got
going to
it.
open up.
9-2 is a
It
gift.
was a gift, Mike, as he said.
Red Route 1. Can he get third? No, he just ducked
Oh, he
and
ducked inside the
He
blinkers.
Dumped
What you
himself.
doing?
Can we get a 6-7? Can we get
6-7
6
would be good.
7.
Can we get
6-9, 6-9, 6-9, 6-9,
Another
6-9.
King Russell.
King Russell.
King Russell. What a call, Magic. What a
Nice
call.
call, Magic. 50 to run, 1
What a
second.
Why
call.
don't you bet 6 9s every day?
58 to 1, Magic. Man, that's going to spice up the try too. Easy 9-2, 58 to 1, 7-2 in third.
261 for the exact, it looks like.
Who got
Dollar.
third? Was it
I
the 8?
think I think Rocket Can got third.
I thought it was
I
a
don't know.
7, yeah.
Rocket Can, by the way, that was an awful performance.
That was not good. The 6 never looked like a loser.
Like,
No.
him
half
getting
mile
se-
full home.
like if he gets second there, I'm like, well, I think the 6 ran really well. But the fact that he couldn't outfinish the 8, he couldn't outfinish the 9. Yeah, 8 got second or third.
Ooh, 8 got third. You're right.
That's
Including-
close. Yeah, that's very close.
What a gift on that 6 at 9-2. What was it? Did it go off at 9-2?
92.
Man.
Yeah, that was a nice little win bet. That's fun.
That's real fun.
Well, listen.
I'm shocked that was the 6.
Oh, Reincarnate got him for third.
Magic.
There it is.
We know that.
Yeah.
You didn't know it till you saw the slow-mo. Shut up.
Hey, listen. If my bankroll today would have been relying on that 10, I would have just left.
Well, you would have issues if you were relying on that 10.
Well, that's true. I would never be in the position I am in life if I was relying on the 10 to come
You should
through.
be embarrassed for picking that horse on top.
Hey, listen,
That
I
horse
am
was-
not embarrassed.
I am standing by my comment. He has a better chance at winning the Derby than winning today now.
Yeah.
After that.
Well, yeah, that.
I'm standing by my comment that they probably should just put him in something different now.
I'm gonna guess that Papa Dude picked that horse.
I believe he did.
I think he did.
Sounds like he did. Yeah.
He did. He was the only one to pick that horse on top.
Well, check the Bible. I won $261 today. So
Yeah, Papa Dude.
Suck it.
Don't
Yeah,
bet
you
your
bastard.
basketball.
yeah.
Yeah, go get your ass back to basketball.
So, Doc, what was that exactly? Rogue had it for $4.
$1 paid. It looks like $1 paid $261.
It's $1,000 exacta there for Rogue Ronaldo off a
That's what it
$4
looks
bet.
like.
That's a hell of a cash there.
What a cat.
That's a hell of a 6-9.
Yeah,
All
everyone
day.
enjoyed that one.
All day.
Yeah. Boy, twice in one day too. Was it my honeymoon?
Wow, magic.
Oh boy. All right,
All right,
so
for serious talk, guys. Angel of Empire. Like, I think he's a legit Derby horse. How is he not? That was a really impressive effort off of another impressive effort before this.
I mean, if you use Rocket Can as a comp,
You're right.
he smoked Rocket Can as much as or more than Forte did. Now, I don't
Yeah.
think Rocket Can ran as well today, so I'm not sure if I'm willing to say he's right there with him, but I think Angel of Empire has to be. Well, Aaron, you do the top 5 ratings for the Derby for us.
Sure.
Instant reaction. Is Angel of Empire top 5 in your next Derby rankings?
Ooh, he might get to 5th. I think he's that kind of prospect. He might be up at that 5th spot. I don't know that he's top 3, but yeah, I mean, that was a really good performance. Look,
Mhm.
I think we saw it though. This wasn't great.
The race, you mean?
Yeah. The race, yes.
Yeah, the field.
Yeah.
But you know what? He dusted them. So give him credit for that. But this field wasn't great. Like, how do you go like reincarnate, perfect trip, and just ran like a donkey? Moquette gets second. That ain't good. It wasn't good.
How do you guys compare this field to Florida Derby field then?
I think you throw them all in a shit box except for the winner here and the first 2 horses there. Throw them in the shit box and throw them out the window.
I mean, he's not
You know
wrong.
what? I love
It could have
I
been
love the
said
honesty.
more elegantly, but he's not wrong.
I agree.
He said what we're all thinking, so.
And the thing is, yeah. So who beat? Yeah. What? Fort wins. Angel Empire wins. What did they beat? It's hard to compare. Obviously, apples to oranges, but tracks are different. Everything's different. I mean,
Apples,
Angel Empire
oranges,
did
they're
look
all rotten.
impressive.
Oh, sorry. Apples, oranges, they're all rotten, Doc.
Yeah, I agree.
Screw fruit. That's what we learned from this feed. Angel of Empire. The difference to me here, everyone in the Arkansas Derby got their exact trip, and Angel of Empire smoked them. So I think that's a notch in Angel of Empire's belt.
Hey, you know what the good news is? Forte's still number 1, Jared.
Right. Nothing's going to shake that. We got 3 more races. to
Well,
survive.
nothing
Got 3
this
more
week.
races to survive.
Nothing this week.
3 more races.
3 more.
Yeah, this Yak Teen Baffert thing is a failure, right, guys?
Yeah. He's an auto. I mean, he's an auto play against. I think even more so if you say second time with the Yak team, it's an
They
auto
can't
play.
ship. They're not shipping well at
That's
all.
something Mike said on Magic Mike's show. Second time yet. First time is okay. Second time is when you absolutely fade the Yak
Fade.
teens.
Yep.
Unless
It's
he's
not-
unless he's a homebred, unless he's a horse that was in your barn all along, like Practical Move, then I guess maybe I don't know.
Well, look, I said it a long time ago. Baffert ain't getting rid of horses that are really, really good.
Right.
He gave the shit to Yak Teen, and he's got the 2 good ones, Cave Rock and that other Arabian Night.
Right.
He's got them. And Yak Teen, go fiddle with your you-know-what with these horses, you know.
Yeah, well, who
There's the
I saw-
Aaron I love.
Yeah, the alcohol's definitely.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, Doc.
All right, Magic. You want to wrap this up?
Don't fiddle.
Hey,
Yeah, let's get out of here. This has been a fun show. Thank you so much, everybody who's joined us. The couple hundred of you that joined us in and out throughout the chat today. We love this stuff. The whole point of the live show really is supposed to be if you're at the track with your friends, drinking, having a good time. Truth exposed, if you're smoking your vape, you're having a great time at the track and just talking shit and betting on horses, hopefully cashing some win bets. So thank you for joining us. As we've said earlier, we'll be back every Saturday for big days of racing leading up to the Kentucky Derby. And of course, Kentucky Oaks, Kentucky Derby Day. We'll be here for all of that. We've got Keeneland starting up next week, guys, which is mind-blowing to me, but it is April, so it's the time of year for it. So we're going to have wall-to-wall Keeneland coverage as well. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe, youtube.com/racingdudes. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the Kentucky Derby. We need your help to get there, and we want you to join us for the journey. If you didn't, you really should have bought the Florida Derby Betting Bible and played with the dudes. But guess what? We got another one coming out next week for the Bluegrass Stakes. So make sure you follow along with Aaron and Jared, for Mike Somich, Dr. Tang taking a break from curing cancer. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks for having me,
We'll be
guys.
back next week. And, of course,
thank you so
make
much.
sure you check us out. All of the channels, all of the podcasts for all of the fun and games. We'll see you next Saturday, everybody. RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track across the country. We're ramping up for the 2023 Kentucky Derby, and we want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to Racing Dudes YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.